Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
For the longest time, the four nations have lived together in harmony. Under the wise leadership of Avatar Roku, the world has experienced an era of peace and prosperity unlike any other. But with the recent death of Avatar Roku after his volcanic island erupted, members of all four nations feel the winds and tides of change. With the search for the new Avatar only just beginning, the world seems poised on the brink of conflict. But without the Avatar, who will save the world?
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play Mako, a firebender from the Fire Nation.
Hi, I'm Archie. I play Aquila, a bloodbender from the Northern Water Tribe.
G'day, I'm Brandon. I play Rung-Bolo, an earthbender from the Earth Nation.
Hi, my name's Bree and I play Shurva, a weapon specialist from the Fire Nation.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I play Al, an airbender from the Northern Air Temple.
And I'm Owen, the dungeon master of this ragtag group of members of all four nations. Hello! hello. Welcome back to the Lost
He
Archives.
lost his hat!
Dave, 10 out of 10 for the commitment to the wave. To actually knock off your own headwear. I'm impressed. That's commitment that I
do
like
it for
to
the
see.
Twitch.
Do it for the Twitch. Do it for the vibe. The vibe?
The
Wow,
vibe.
I'm having a stroke tonight. Clearly Andrew has infected me with his tremble
Tremble.
talk.
Do it for the
That
trample.
was Dave! That wasn't even
Yeah, but I just feel like Andrew was the one. No, what did Andrew say that mucked us up?
Mako Bender of the Fire.
Mako Bender of the
No,
Fire, that's
fire.
right.
Yeah,
Fire, yeah.
no.
I'm a Mako Bender. That's right. We were just really quickly recording our intros again, because obviously now that we have... Why are you hiding off screen, Archie? What are you doing? Just... Okay, now that we have Archie joining us as a main cast member, we are so far past due updating the actual intro video, so we now have the updated intro. You will be seeing Archie in the intro video from now on as it comes out. I'll look at his happy little face. For podcast listeners, he's doing the creepiest fucking smile I've ever seen. That's enough to get you on a watch list. Oh,
It looks like a puppet.
it does look a bit like a puppet. It's like very wooden, this like... Yeah, it's a
You just
very...
need to draw lines and then do that
oh
smile.
man.
I've
Yeah,
got
absolutely.
other stuff to do today.
What was that, sorry?
I've got other stuff to do.
You've got other stuff to do. Thank
Are
you
you
so
saying
much.
that you're leaving?
I think he's trying to, but he's like, same as his smile, he's like kind of like awkwardly spaced it out and now it doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, what are we doing today?
We're playing Avatar Legends tonight. Thanks, Archie. We're so excited to be rejoining for our Avatar Legends campaign. Obviously, we were away last Tuesday as it was a public holiday here in Australia. It's not a public holiday anymore, so we're all back having a lot of fun playing the best Avatar the Last Airbender themed TTRPG out there. Also the only one to my knowledge, but it's the best as well. Now, we do have some really fun announcements to share before we jump into the session. For those of you who have been watching the Curse of Strahd or Return of the Giants campaigns, you'll already know this news, but I'm going to share it again anyway. Jasper's Game Week is coming up really, really soon. It's a charity live stream event running from the 15th to the 20th of May, so only a couple of weeks away. Every single day, there are 3 sessions of D&D and various other TTRPGs being run by other streamers, other amazing communities out there, pretty much all Australians, which is super cool because this is the Australian edition of Jasper's Game Week. All proceeds made from the charity event will be going to the Black Dog Institute, which focuses on mental health awareness and support, which is a fantastic organization. So yeah, super, super stoked. Now, I have been invited to be a player on the 18th, Thursday the 18th at 3:30 p.m. in the middle of the day. Please come and check that out. I've been told that it is going to be absolute bloody chaos. So if you enjoy our Avatar Legend campaigns, which I've also seen described as absolute bloody chaos, I think you're going to enjoy this 5th edition one-shot. I've been informed that chat can donate to create random effects and wild magic surges. The DM has a D300 wild magic surge table that chat are in control of. Good lord, that's going to be fun. So Absolute Chaos is the name of the game. So very, very excited to be part of that. If you wanted to come and play with the lovely people in that session, you can do so. I'm posting some links right now. If you wanted to come and join us, you click on any one of those 3 links there, and that will take you to the bidding page for the seats. There are 3 seats currently open that you can bid on and join. Please come and join us if you would like to. Otherwise, it'd be so cool to see all your lovely faces there for the Thursday session and any of the other sessions that you can make your appearance at. What are you laughing at, Archie? Did you pull open the picture of me that I took as a quick selfie as my headshot?
No.
Oh, because that is a bit embarrassing.
Oh,
There's,
what? That exists?
Just chat.
Are they banana trees behind you? What are they?
Yeah, they are. They're banana palms.
Great.
Yeah, they're just in our backyard. The house we moved into had some banana palms, and I was like, banana palms are cool. I'll take a photo in front of them. And then
Wait, where's your selfies?
I sent it in, and I immediately regretted it. Because it's not the best headshot of me, but whatever, who cares? My face isn't that amazing. There's not much I can do to it to make it any more
It is.
attractive.
Where do I find pictures of your face?
I'm a fan.
You can look in the Twitch
Link
chat,
on Twitch.
or you can look in the comment section on YouTube. It'll be a pinned comment at the top of the comment section, or in the podcast description if you're listening on the podcast. So yeah, awesome charity event to be part of. Super stoked, and very excited to be included. Looking forward to next year's as well. I've already had a chat to some of the organisers, and we are definitely going to be doing a lot more next year. I'd love to have some of you guys jumping in as players for other sessions as well, if you're keen. And I thought it'd be really cool to have an Avatar Legends session as well, because at the moment it's pretty heavily D&D, and then like a smattering of other systems like 13th Age, Kids on Bikes. What's the other one that I've seen? Vampire the Masquerade. So Kids on Bikes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. No, it's awesome. I had the same reaction when I first heard Kids on Bikes. I'm like, what the fuck is that? This seems like it's a problem. No. It's like a Stranger Things style TTRPG where you play as kids.
Oh,
And the whole idea is that the
okay.
map can be like explored on the back of a push bike. It's awesome. I'm so keen.
I was just thinking, like, maybe we shouldn't let these people near schools. No, that sounds really cool.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, so Josh the Pirate, who is the DM of the Corsair's Cove, who we often raid after our sessions, and who is a legendary man. He did a session with Kids on Bikes fairly recently, and Teens in Space, which is the same of that, but like a sci-fi version of it. It looks like a really fun system to run. I'm actually really tempted to run a one-shot session of it just to give it a go, because it's really simple to get started, and it's just like very fun to sort of run. And you can have like it be like as spooky and as scary as Stranger Things, but then still have the kind of like the fun lightheartedness, which we sort of have with Avatar Legends. I've tried to foster some scary stuff, but I think mostly what I've done is I've just horrified you with my hybrid creatures, really, which doesn't. Chirpy.
I, for one, love your hybrid creatures.
Thanks, Archie.
I love being horrified by them.
Thanks. A little bit less.
I love
Dave.
watching the cogs turn in your head as you try to think of 2 really obscure animals to stick together.
I thought of one just then. I was like, oh, platypus okapi. That'd be a cool like hybrid creature.
What the fuck is an okapi?
Boom. There you go. You need to watch more David Attenborough. Now, why can't we see Brandon on stream, but we can see him? Brandon,
Hey,
you
he's
having
like dropping in and out.
Yeah, you having some technical difficulties, my friend.
I just got mine fixed up then, so that feels good. Can you guys hear me well?
We can hear you, but
Can't
we
hear you. We
can't see you on the stream.
stream.
That's okay. Don't panic too much. I reckon it'll pop in.
We'll just
I'll
give him
do-
to leave and rejoin before we get some momentum.
I'll just
Once again, you
refresh it.
created a horrifying monster, by the way.
The platypus okapi.
Yep, that's a horrifying creature.
No, the okapi's cute. Fuck off, you guys. Let me put a picture of the okapi in chat.
Is that a murder
look, I'll be
hornet?
honest. The first couple of results on Google don't paint it in the best light. It's not as cute as I've seen in the. Okay, all right, maybe.
It's a murder hornet, right?
What?
That's what this is.
The okapi's like a. It's like
a
it's
wasp.
it's like a link between giraffes and horses when they were much more evolutionary similar. So it's like
Okay, it is not. I'm looking up something else.
I think you're looking up something else.
And they have horns. They,
Yeah, like
have
giraffes do.
horns,
Giraffes
you know?
have those little horns. Like okapi are, they're essentially like the common ancestor for giraffes and horses.
And cross that with a platypus now? No, thanks. I'm good.
Okay, well, all right. There you go. Turns out I still can't do animal hybrid
okay,
hybrids
I know
for
those.
Avatar Legends.
I mean, you can, they're just not good.
It's just nightmare fuel. All right, so make sure you come and check out Jasper's Game Week. I'm going to put another link in chat right now that has the schedule. absolutely please come check it out. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I know the Okapi is already a hybrid creature. Come on, chat. Like, work with me here, guys. Come on, I'm getting enough criticism from the people I'm talking to. The Earthbender rides in on an elephant pig. Yeah, Okapi is actually not a bad... Oh, elephant pig? I'd probably go like giraffe horse. Tapir is an elephant pig. Tapir, oh yeah. Tapir is kind of like an elephant pig.
Yeah, it is.
Kinda.
Tapir. Yeah. Alrighty. So there's the link. Make sure you go and check out Jasper's Game Week. I'll be posting more stuff about it. There is currently on YouTube a poll to pick which character class I am going to play. It's only a choice between 4 because YouTube limits how many you may pick on. So the options that you can choose from are Bard, Wizard, Sorcerer, and Cleric, I think was the last one.
I think you should be a bard so you can try to seduce everything.
Oh, a little bit weird.
Yeah,
but,
like me.
So like, oh my god, a bard with David Attenborough voice.
Sorry, Bard, Sorcerer, Druid, and Wizard. Well, currently Sorcerer is in the lead by a considerable margin. 42% of the votes have Sorcerer in the lead, closely followed by Druid and Bard on 26 and 21.
I think you should take a level on each.
Wizard's the lowest at 11. I suspect that I'm not going to be able to do that because that's going to mean that I am so ability score dependent and spread that I won't actually be useful for anything. I'm just going to be like...
That's fine.
Bard and Sorcerer are similar.
Isn't that how D&D is?
Yeah. You're raising your hand, Archie. I didn't know we did that. Yes, son.
Can you send a link so I can vote?
I don't know if I want you to vote though. I kind of kept it secret for a reason.
Can you send a link so chat can vote?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm chucking it in chat right now.
Go onto his YouTube.
I believe I can send a link.
That's just too much work.
While Owen's trying to figure that out, anyone in Twitch chat, please take part in the prediction of channel points to see who's going to derail this session.
Me or Andrew? This is bullshit.
Okay, so this is
Currently,
first, not just in
Andrew
total.
is in the lead with 740 points.
Yeah, I put a lot in there.
Yeah.
I cast my vote.
I think I want to put this in like every Avatar session because it happens a lot, and this way people can make up channel points and then they can summon monsters in the other sessions and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
if you're on podcast or YouTube, come along to Twitch chat.
There are reasons to come and join us live. Now, I do know that for those of you who are on the east and west coast of America, it's currently, I think, like 3 a.m. for you. So I do understand if you choose sleep. Oh, okay. Sorry. I understand, but I have been told by our community manager, Bree, that you need to, and I quote, get good. So sorry about that, guys. Like, it's out of my hands. She is the community manager. That's all I can.
Your sleeping pattern.
Yes. The beat is back. Yes. Oh man, I need to set up a beat for the other sessions. All right, that is all the news I have. Make sure you come check out Jasper's Game Week. I've put the YouTube link that you can click on. If you just jump to the community tab from there, you'll be able to vote on which character class I should play. Next up, we'll be voting on subclass once we've picked the class. So you're going to be 100% in control of what I play. This will be fun.
Yay!
I already know what it's going to be. It's going to be Wild Magic Sorcerer, isn't it? I can already see it.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll maybe start work on the character art now then, because I 100% you're just going to make me do Wild Magic Sorcerer. All right. That'll be fun. I'm up for that.
I chose Wizard, then I'm like, I'm heavily outnumbered here. Like,
Yeah. I've just got to go with this. Alrighty. That's all the news. Let's jump into our session. Now this, I think if my math is correct, I think this is our 40th episode of Avatar. Or
Something
let me double
like
check. It is our 39th. So close. Yeah. We are so much Avatar Legends. This is...
There was a noise then that sounded like someone was rolling a dice, and I thought you were trying to figure out the session based on a based on a die roll, and you're like, yes, this is 40.
I dropped a rock.
I rolled a D100 and weirdly enough, it just came up on the right number. So the dice have spoken. This is funny because Avatar Legends kind of like we started as a bit of a, we'll give it a go. We'll see if it's fun to play, have a bit of a play around. If we get to 20 sessions, I mean, that'd be amazing. And here we are almost double that. And it's just pure bloody chaos. So let me read out what happened last time and we will jump into the session. Our story has been following Shurva and Mako of the Fire Nation, Rung of the Earth Kingdom, Aquila of the Water Tribe, and Aang of the Air Nomads. With the recent death of Avatar Roku following the eruption of his volcanic island home, omens of war and conflict seem numerous. The team are currently on the trail of the 4 elemental spirits in an attempt to calm their rage and undo the damage done by a careless wish made of the whale spirit of the Si Wong Desert. With 2 spirits now appeased and only 2 to go, the team are in high spirits. Having left the Eastern Air Temple following the calming of the Sky Bison spirit, the group are now traveling through the southern regions of the Earth Kingdom. Soon after arriving on Earth Kingdom soil again, the group were met by Ruler, an enigmatic old man some of the team had met previously outside the walls of Ba Sing Se. Shurva did not trust this rather mysterious figure lurking in the tunnels beneath, so asked some pointed questions including where do you poop and what do you eat? Once this thorough investigation was concluded, Ruler handed over a rather odd-looking metal lantern to Mako, promising it would open when the time was right. Directing the party over towards Omashu, Ruler wished the group good luck and headed back down into the gloom, leaving half the party reassured and half the party extremely concerned. Last session, the group made a stopover at the village of Chin, observing what appeared to be a delightful festival taking place. After enjoying some deep-fried festival food, the group grew excited to see wooden effigies of the past avatars being wheeled into the town square. This excitement turned to horror when the villagers then proceeded to light the statues on fire while chanting, "Down with the Avatar and fuck the Avatar." Mako, Rung, and Aquila, not a nice one. Mako, Rung, and Aquila decided to burn the village to the ground, Shurva's discovery of this plan coming too late to prevent the fire they had started, suddenly burning through the stables and spreading to the nearby houses. The party were then forced to flee the village, leaping off the cliff face and onto Mango's back, chased out of town by an angry mob promising revenge on the Wheel of Punishment. And that is where we left off last session, which was absolutely bloody chaos. And we jump straight back in as you fly on the back of Mango. Arl's very quick and expert flying, enabling you to, like, Assassin's Creed leap of faith off the edge of this cliff where the temple to Chin the Conqueror was. Yeah, as you hear the cry of an eagle swan. Yeah, that's not too horrifying, right?
That's actually
Oh
not
no,
bad.
it is though, because it's like
cool.
the long neck of a swan and then the head of an
God.
eagle. No, it's not good. Okay. Yeah, it seems I am only able to make cursed avatar creatures. My bad.
It's not even like your creature combinations. It's which body parts you specifically choose.
Yeah.
Like a swan eagle could just be like an eagle body with big swan like wings.
Lips.
Like, and then it could have like a swan head, but like a normal eagle-sized neck, and that wouldn't look too terrible. But you just take it the wrong direction.
I agree. Chirpy would be a lot cuter if it had a dog head.
Yeah, if you switched the pieces around, some of these would be adorable.
Fuck you, it's canon.
Instead of,
Deal with
a
it.
massively sharp beak that would peck out your eyeballs if we got a chance.
Like, why does it have to have like such a massive like?
Look, you
Bird
may have
head.
these opinions, but we have discussed this, and it is canon that Chirpy is adorable. So you have to deal with it and move on. You just have to accept it. It's canon. Chirpy is adorable.
Can't
Chirpy
picture this one.
is,
It's like
though.
an eagle's body, but really long, like swan feet with talons, and then a really long neck that ends with an eagle head, but a beak. It's
not
all
great.
looking bad in my head. as I
It's not
picture
good.
it out.
It's not
terrifying.
great. I was almost going to go an eelgull, and then I went, that's horrifying, and eelgull's even worse. And then I went for swan, which is just the same horrifying parts. The long neck with the eagle face. Like,
Didn't you have like owl snakes at some point
Yeah, I've
as well,
had-
which
I
are
think we've
just
had
as
that.
bad as an
Yeah.
eelgull?
Yep. I
Eagle
like
could be
eagle.
cool. It doesn't
Eagle's
look like an
funny.
eel, but it's
Is it an electric
electricity,
eel
so
or a
it
normal eel?
talons you, then zaps
It's
you.
electric eel now.
Oh, that's awesome.
An electric eelgull. Shock me like that electric eelgull. As if you say it quick enough,
God.
it's an eelgull. That's
Matt
it.
Flower in chat makes a really good point. Is Chirpy still alive?
Yeah.
Chirpy
Oh, yeah,
is
he's alive now.
Chirpy is
Yeah.
still alive. Mainly because I think if I'd announced Chirpy's demise on stream, we would have been probably flagged for like pretty dark content and lost out to the under 18s, which I don't want. Although the amount
Because
we
that's
swear.
the only dark content that we have.
Look,
That's the only that's a bad thing that's
is
ever
there a
happened.
way that we can have it so that our channel is for like 14 and above? Because I don't think we're teaching 14-year-olds any new swear words. If anything, I suspect 14-year-olds could teach us new swear words.
You
Oh, yeah,
can't
they know
have
quite a
you
bit.
can't have a Twitch account if you're under 14.
Oh, but I'm more thinking about YouTube and the podcast, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, but I don't think you're on kids' YouTube.
No,
I'll
definitely
have a
not.
look.
So like, he's just like pulling up his kid's tablet, like, oh, where is it?
I'm gonna hack the mainframe and I'll just confirm if you're on the
So-
children's YouTube. I've got a hyperlink ready to go.
Going to-
why do you
Like,
have to-
honestly,
in?
it's not up to you to censor what children watch. It's up to their parents. So swear away.
Yeah, but I do feel a sense of responsibility as someone making content to like have some limits on that content. Like I draw the line at a number of themes that I will never discuss in this forum ever that I don't think are appropriate for content. Calling out fuck the Avatar I think's okay. I reckon that's fine. Eagles that are going to haunt your waking dreams and cause you to wake up in the middle of the night like wetting your bed and screaming for your mum, that's fine. I've got no problems doing that apparently. Apparently I've got no qualms saying stuff like that.
So
the
we're just
Kyoshi
not
books-
allowed to talk about. Yeah.
Yep, basically.
Well done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
That was it. Yep.
I have to say, actually, I've just read, apparently the Kyoshi books are way darker than anything we've done in this campaign. It's fine. So,
Is that a
sweet.
challenge?
Look, I've read one or two of the Kyoshi books. I need to read the rest of them because I am planning on eventually doing a Kyoshi campaign. Get excited, everybody. But the next one we do will definitely be Kyoshi Zero, and I need to get up on the lore. But already there's been some pretty like weighty stuff that I'm like, what's this book? What's the age on this book? Oh, 9 and above. I don't think 9-year-olds are ready for this, but okay, carry on. But look, if you get-
Like 9-year-olds of this era are already messed up. Like, let's be real.
You're right, it's too late. We should just commit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like once you get past 7, you're like depraved.
Okay, well, look, thank you to our community manager once again for enlightening us all on that.
Why am I the community manager?
This is a
You
7-year-old
chose-
in front
you
of
chose the role.
preschool, just smoking a cigarette, just like a nihilist. Like,
I remember back in the playground playing Tiggy 6 months
So just out
ago.
of curiosity, who gets the points in
Who
chat?
gets the points?
Yeah.
Because we're
Sorry,
already
prediction.
derailed.
Derailing, yeah.
We
Yeah.
are already derailed. Who derailed us?
Fuck the Avatar.
I think it was you.
Was it me?
I'm pretty sure you derailed us.
I had the
I can't
lowest.
remember back that
No, I
far.
didn't. No. Actually, how does
Still
Brandon
50-50.
have 0? What? Guys, what? Brandon derails us all the time.
To be fair, the
I just
prediction
followed the
is
pack
still
last
live.
time.
I put it on for half an hour because I figured it would take half an hour for it to derail.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah,
No.
but we haven't actually technically started, so there's no
Oh,
derailing.
true.
Yeah, it should be
Okay,
fair.
true. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the recap and then we started talking about that bird. So
bird,
therefore,
yeah.
yes, Owen did derail us.
Yeah,
I wanted to provide some flavor text for you to enjoy and feel immersed in the world that I've created for you to enjoy. But I mean, go fuck myself, right? So as you,
I'm pretty sure this is
I
on
can't do that on
recap,
Twitch.
really.
It's horrifying.
as you are flying on the back of Mango, the ocean, crystal clear blue water on all sides around you as you look towards the horizon as you head south, you can see the almost cloudless sky around you touching the water in the way that they meet, and there's almost this endless expanse of blue rising from the ocean all the way up to the sky, and it is beautiful. As you turn around and look behind you, the cloud of smoke rising from Chin Village has now formed quite a large dark plume, and you can see the flickering flames from some of the tops of the buildings still rising high into the air, and occasionally screams echoing across the empty expanse of ocean around you. Mango sort of twitches every time one of these like cries comes out. You see Mango's ears twitch a little bit, but apart from that, there's no other real reaction. And as you begin flying on, heading south, consulting your map, you can see that you're probably only a couple of hours flight away from Kyoshi Island if you continue on your current path. I pass over to you guys. You have no idea what had happened in the village. All you saw was fire suddenly emerging up, and as you flew round with Mango to land her in the town square, you see your companions sprinting for the edge of the cliff. So you don't actually know what's happened at this point. As far as you know, there was some weird fire that got out of hand. Maybe one of those effigies toppled over or something. Really nasty accident, potentially.
I'll trust his party. They wouldn't have done anything to the town. That's not possible.
Oh, so
It was all
Al's
good.
forgotten
Al's was-
all about Ember Island, huh?
Yep.
Wait, what happened at Ember Island?
Nothing.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm just
Canonically,
saying.
you've now forgotten.
Not at Ember Island, but do you remember
But,
back
like-
in the Earth Kingdom when you interacted with the Ember Island players at that fishing village and Mako
Nothing.
and Shurva
said stuff. Yeah.
went
I
off
left.
and
I left and went for a walk. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
That happened. Yeah.
yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah,
Good save back there. Really
Thanks.
bought us some time. Nice work.
that was pretty. That was heaps of fun.
Save?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Say from what?
I mean, Al would have seen us topple that statue over.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh yeah, you
100%,
would have seen
yeah.
them topple the statue on the way out, but the fire is something entirely new. Oh, and I will add, Al, you would have seen people running after them with pitchforks and torches, calling out,
Yeah.
"Get the saboteurs! They need to face the wheel of punishment."
Well, you see, Al,
I don't
the
think it was us.
town was full of heretics, from what we could tell, and Mako had the brilliant idea to liberate these heretics of their heresy, and we decided to.
Heretics of what?
But I got
Heretics against the Avatar.
Oh.
Also, yep, there it goes.
to push down.
Oh.
Wait.
As long as everyone's all right.
Came back and
Was anyone
disappeared there for
hurt?
a second?
We're all good.
Yeah,
We
it
didn't
was- that was
see
fine.
anyone get
I think
hurt.
they're fine.
Yeah,
No,
no, one got,
yeah. We are not
all-
aware of any injury.
no one
that
got hurt
occurred.
as far as we are aware.
Yeah.
We'll
that
have to write them a
statement
letter.
is objectively true, unfortunately. So that
Yeah.
checks out.
But whenever
Technically,
like
we have
the
never
mango
hurt
goes-
or killed anyone because we just haven't seen the consequences of our actions.
In
ever.
this specific village, yes.
Whenever like Mango gets like twitchy, I like to just imagine that we do that little like Breath of the Wild thing. We're like, whoa, whoa, when your horse goes crazy, and he goes, "Tch," little laugh.
Oh, to calm down. Yeah. I actually, do you know what? That is exact. Ha 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 ha. I imagine that's exactly what Al does. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Al, do you reckon that checks out?
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right.
We need to train Mango to be a war bison.
War bison.
Imagine how cool she would look wearing some armor.
I know, right?
We could just.
It'd be like a
She doesn't
war-
need to be a war bison to get armor.
Like ornamental Fire Nation armor. Like it would look so cool on
That
her.
looks so awesome.
I
The
agree it would look
horns,
cool. We can't call it a war bison though, otherwise the elders at the air temple won't be happy with me.
We'll call
They don't need to
her.
know.
A battle bison.
A blood bison.
Peace bison.
Peace-
Peace bison.
Peace
Yeah,
bison.
Peace
Peace
peacekeeper.
Peacemaker bison, I reckon.
Peacemaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an active
Yeah.
process
Proper
making
peace.
peace.
They keep the peace.
Look, the Jedi were peacemakers.
Mm.
Yeah?
You'd be,
Yep.
you'd be a grey.
Technically.
Yeah, no, man. You'd be a grey Jedi.
A grey bison.
Look,
Very
if
bison.
everyone was dead, it'd be really peaceful. So
Wait, are the airbenders the Jedi in this story?
We have no idea.
No, we
it
are.
seems legit. Because they get
Fire
wiped out.
Nation.
Even the younglings.
Tell me right now, how much do you love sand?
Of course.
I hate
It's everywhere.
sand.
They will learn our
Ways.
peaceful ways by force. Oh, the classic peacemaker quote. I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
Yep. Absolutely.
Great quote.
Can we,
Do you
can we
like the
actually
name
get Mango some
Peacekeeper
armor?
Mango? Hey, Mango?
She would actually look so cool in
I
like
know, right?
like I'm just like picturing the Fire Nation armor and like how beautiful it is, like with the golden tones and
Debatable.
the black and the red.
All right, I will do some character art of Mango in Fire Nation armor. Is that I feel like that's the
I
vibe
was-
that I'm getting pretty
Yeah.
For
clear.
some reason, I was imagining like the Mongolian horse armor just on Mango.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Actually, that'd be cool too.
Nothing
What
metal
about
though. It can't be too
winged
heavy.
hussars?
Mango kind of take the extra weight.
Actually, how much weight would she be able to carry? Like, would she be able to carry us and wear armor, or would
So
that inhibit her
Mango's-
movement?
Mango's still quite a young bison. She can carry the weight of all of you, plus maybe one or two other teens. Too much more than that, she's going to start struggling. Plus your stuff, like your food, your supplies, your packs, your tents, and things like that.
So it would have to be a lightweight armor.
Like a chain shirt.
No, chain's really
Like a
heavy,
what?
Andrew. Chain's
Like a
really
light
heavy.
chain shirt.
No, chain's really heavy. You'd be much better off with like a treated cloth or leather or something like that.
Leather's good. Leather's good.
Leather's good, yeah.
Full body leather.
Like a gimp suit for
Full
Mango.
body
Yeah.
leather.
See, the thing is, it'll
I'll
have
just
to be...
attach my whip to her side. Yeah.
This is Mangimp.
Yeah.
She's
So it can't cover the tail because like that has too much movement in it.
yeah.
Latex.
The tail can't be covered. It'd have to be like just on top.
Just on
Yeah,
top
you
and,
could do
on the
like
sides.
something on
Yeah.
the top of it.
So
And
we'll
it has
put
to like be able
latex
to
on the
bend.
back because latex is pretty flexible.
Leather.
I don't think it
What are you guys
provides.
doing to my to
Would it,
innocent
maybe it'd be
little
better off
Mango?
with like arseless chaps to have the tail
They're
fit through.
preparing,
Full
preparing for
leather.
war.
I actually want to see if there's.
Zips.
Yeah, I'm googling.
Wait. Okay, I'm an idiot.
Sky
I was
bison gimp.
no, I was literally imagining something in my head, and it's taken me this long to realize that Appa actually wore armor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to
and
the
that's
bottom.
exactly like what I was imagining in my
Yeah,
head.
yeah. That's why I was like, oh, I could do some artwork. I'm like, oh, great, I've got so many good references all ready to go. And all I'll do
Yeah.
is I'll just modify it for the old school Fire Nation armor. Like, you know how when they, the Water Tribe, try and infiltrate the Fire Nation ships that are attacking the Northern Water Tribe, and they wear the old school armor with the massive like shoulder pads and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that. I was gonna like age the
Yeah, yeah,
armor
yeah.
backwards to how it was back in the 100 years ago when Roku was. I'm gonna try and like match it to that Fire Nation fashion then, with the really big shoulder pads and lots of maroons and blacks. I thought that'd be pretty cool.
And we just ram other things with the bison.
Yes. Yes.
It looks like Appa's armor was like mostly leather too.
Yes.
Yeah.
possibly.
It'd have to be. Yeah, metal's too heavy.
He's got little shoesies. Anyway, back to the story.
which we haven't left yet.
Yeah.
No,
were
we're
we're
discussing
discussing
armor for
armor and
Mango.
the possibilities of armor for Mango.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
that conversation happened
Purging
in
heresy.
character.
Yeah, like, this is-
Absolutely, it did.
Absolutely, like we were
Mhm.
talking about armor for Mango, 100%.
Al,
Yeah.
how would you feel about that? Being, I mean, you've probably never heard of or
Peacemaker.
seen a sky bison wearing armor before.
It'd be
It sounds
revolutionary.
like it sounds pretty fun for Mango. Like I want to dress Mango up. Mango will have fun dressed up.
And that way, she won't get hurt as like she last
exactly. Like it wouldn't be lightning proof, obviously, but like
time.
the
A
sharks
little
of
bit of protection.
lasers, you know, like. Yeah, I think Mango could do a bit of
Soccer.
it. So.
Soccer made.
Yeah,
Appa's
Sokka made the
armor.
armor for Appa.
Oh, Soccer! He was already my favorite character. He's just gone up another 2 rungs in my mind. Not Rung-Bolo, it's just
No,
another 2
not no.
rungs.
Rungs here.
Yeah. Oh,
That's the
this
tier
Soccer.
list. How many rungs out of 10?
Soccer's
I mean,
absolutely my favorite
Brandon's
character.
pretty tall. Going up 2 rungs is like a lot.
I am pretty tall. It's true.
Yeah, shit. I didn't realize Soccer had actually made that armor. But you're right. As soon as I saw that chat, I was like, "Yep, I actually remember that now." That was yeah. He like gifted it to Aang during the final fight. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like when you have a pet, you want to dress it up. So Al is all for dressing Mango up.
Yeah, Rung's been trying out the starvation look on Chirpy recently to dress him up.
I'm going for Victoria's Secret Chirpy. It's in there.
Oh my
The secret being I
God.
don't feed you.
Like you see Chirpy on the side, it's fine. But then Chirpy turns and face you and becomes invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the secret's malnutrition.
Yeah. Oh my god.
no.
The eclipse. Yeah.
I give
That's right.
Chirpy some
That's right.
speed right now.
Oh, that's
Oh,
that
God.
Twilight book, yeah.
Yes, that's what that is.
When they try to assault the Fire Nation and realize that they done goofed and the Fire Nation were ready for them. It's such a good like series of episodes around the eclipse. I loved that so much. That was awesome. Alrighty, so as you're flying along, Al, you're sort of having a bit of a chat with the others about the possibility of Mango's armor in the future. Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss, or do you want me to do a little bit of a time skip ahead to arriving at Kyoshi Island? Because it's probably going to be about 2 or 3 hours on Bison back. There's not a huge amount to do out over the open ocean, unless there was specifically stuff you wanted to do. Maybe some planning, maybe go through some supplies. I'm not sure. Completely up to you guys.
What are our supplies like at the moment?
At the moment,
Um,
you've still got a fair bit of food. It's only been 2 days since you left the Eastern Air Temple, so you still are
We've
pretty well
got lots
provisioned.
of gold, apparently.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
a
Dave.
lot.
Al opens up his bag and he took a whole bunch of fried stuff for us on the road from the festival.
Oh, nice. Brilliant. Yeah.
Oh,
Can
hell yeah.
I would like to sit with Arl, and discuss my bloodbending
Finances.
incident from the island.
True.
from Chin Village. Absolutely.
Because I feel like I was forced to do it.
By who?
Nah, I want to like.
You want to seek forgiveness from the
Yeah,
only
seek
person that's
forgiveness.
somewhat religious
Yeah.
in the group.
Like I want to just talk to him and try and
Like a
like,
confessional.
yeah, basically.
I feel bad.
Well, I don't-
Please forgive me, Al.
Well, we
Did
just,
everyone see when Aquila did that? Like, were we
No,
all
he-
watching Aquila and
He
taking
rolled
notice?
pretty well on his checks. It was very, very subtle. I would say that probably you're not 100% sure whether or not he did bloodbend or not.
Well, we are
Yes.
now.
You are now. Andrew, yes.
I think I was
Yeah,
aware
I think-
because
Yeah, you were right next to him.
Yeah, I think Mako and I were standing right next to
Yep.
him, so we were aware because I gave him
I
the
think I
look
gave
for it.
him the
we
do it
gave each
look.
other the nod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in
It
like
was
in
the
like
hot
those
guy, right?
movies, in like those movies where he's like,
Yeah, it was the guy that set fire to the.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I put chilies on his hand.
Yep.
So then he rubbed his eyes and he went off screaming.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
good times.
We're good people.
I mean,
Yeah.
That sounds defensive.
Sorry.
Maybe Mako needs to sit down and have a talk with Al as well.
So I'm picking Al because he was the one who I confided in the first time after the incident as well.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, please jump in.
I mean, it didn't really seem necessary, but like, I want to believe and trust your judgment.
I feel like I was overthrown by anger that I couldn't control what happened. I felt like I had to do something, but water wouldn't suffice.
I mean, you could have given Marco some water.
He was fine.
Yeah, Marco was fine.
He handled that like a champ.
Well, okay. Al opens up his bag, and he finds, it's like a sponge. It's like a firm sponge, and it looks like it has writing on the side saying like,
Like a scrub daddy?
well, it's actually a stress ball, and on the side it says Northern Air Temple, and it has like a little picture of it. It's like we sell these we give these away at the gift shop at the Northern Air Temple.
The gift shop. What?
You're like, sell? No, we don't sell.
So I'm Dave. I'm gonna
We
let
give
you
these to
finish.
guests.
I'm gonna let you finish, Dave. But
We give these out to guests who visit us at the Northern Air Temple. Whenever you're feeling angry in the future, just squeeze it like over and over again, and just like focus your anger in there, and take some deep breaths.
Thank you, Al. And I'm still not very sure how airbenders really work. I go into a deep bow, sitting down.
Al feels awkward and bows back.
And then I scoot over this like a little bit away.
and then move like a meter onto the saddle, and then I'll still just back on the head, and you're still like very quite like in close proximity, and
Yeah.
you're now just like sitting facing opposite directions as you sit. in the
Yeah,
saddle.
I'm looking at Mango's tail.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
as you do, Aquila, you can see the village of Chin fading into the distance behind you. The smoke cloud overhead is visible from miles away. The black, acrid smoke rising from the village, a clear sign that something has gone very wrong there.
I feel at peace.
Oh, okay.
After discussing with Al, I feel like everything that happened meant to happen, and we're good.
Oh my
Do
god.
you squeeze the ball?
A little bit.
So
Like,
Gives
I,
out
give
a
it
little
like,
fart.
I give it like one pump.
He gives out a little fart sound.
I was gonna say, is it
We
like a
find it
hacky
very
sack?
funny.
Like it's filled
It's
with
like
like
a
dried
stress ball.
beans and rice, and it's
It's like a stress ball because it's like I imagine like air bending, so like it puffs a little bit of air out.
how though?
It's like a child's toy that we have at the.
What would it be
air station.
constructed out of?
Yeah,
You know
how does
those,
how does it
like,
work?
It's
Dave?
just like a sponge. Yeah,
You know
like
those
a
soft
stress
balls
ball.
that you throw at people, like, and you can squish them down really flat?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And they've
those
got like
are...
petroleum?
those
make a
wouldn't
little noise.
exist, would they?
So
Well, it'd
sponge,
just be like a
sponge is
balloon.
not an
Yeah, like,
easy material
sea
to
sponge.
Like a
manufacture.
balloon with rice inside.
Yeah, like
Again,
if it
rubber.
was like a small like hacky sack kind of thing,
Yeah.
I could imagine that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Sure, they
okay.
have rubber trees in Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you right now that rubber isn't harvested until much later on. And
Oh.
I guarantee someone in chat's going to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was discovered by, what's his name's Industries?
Mr.
in
Rubber.
the, Mr.
Mr.
Rubber.
Rubber.
Discovered by Varric Industries in in like the Korra seasons. Or like just
Okay.
before.
Imagine then just fabric around like wool, and every time you squish it, the wool just kind of. It doesn't make it
Perfect.
Yeah, okay. Because like
Okay.
you could
It's wet
imagine
wool, it's
like
wet wool.
sky bison wool is
Fur.
like super
Yeah.
dense. Like
Yeah.
the fur is super duper dense.
Yep.
So if you like put that into a little ball, that would make sense.
Tell you what, Al, if you wanted to have like a dried bladder of some creature in there as well, like because that's what balls used to be made out of before we had things like rubber and plastics, you could have like a bladder of like a mouse or something like that, some sort of like hybrid mouse creature. What's the cutest mouse hybrid I can come up with?
Ah.
Definitely, it's going to have to
A
be
mouse rat.
I
A
was about
mouse
to
chinchilla.
A mouse quokka.
a mouse quokka. Ooh, that's
Quokka
pretty
mouse.
cute.
Quokka
I was going to
mouse.
say a mouse cockroach just to horrify you all.
Oh,
So it's got the head of a cockroach.
Terrifying.
It's
So there's a rat
unkillable.
cockroach.
A rat roach.
A rat roach. Yeah, so it's got like a little bladder inside of it that's got an opening, and then there's fur inside that as well. And so it automatically, as you squeeze, it'll make a little farting noise because there's a little aperture where the lower half of the bladder tube used to be, like a whoopee cushion, but then surrounded by fur inside and out to create that meshwork to hold the air.
Yeah,
That would work.
It's a child's toy. It's a child's toy that we have at the air temple because it pushes air out.
We're
As
getting
you-
so invested in this small toy.
I'm all about real world
Making
science
business
in
plans
a
up with
fantasy world. Aquila, as you squeeze it, it lets out a as you give it a little squeeze up.
I'll giggles. See,
Oh my God.
doesn't that make you feel less angry?
He can't talk at the moment.
He just looks away,
So
and
He's in peace.
He's less angry.
Sorry, I missed. What would we say?
we just wanted to know if the fart noise made you feel at peace.
I giggle, like I let out a little chuckle.
See, you can't be angry with this toy. You'll be fine.
You can't be angry with a fart.
That's true.
Rung's at the front of Mango, and he's like trying to have a bit of time with like Chirpy. You know, got some time to kill once his strength is bond, but he's just looking at the back there and just seeing like a killer just giggling, farting, and looking at the wreckage in the distance. Rung just goes back down to playing with Chirpy. It's okay, buddy. It
Rung.
could always be worse.
Chirpy's not super invested in playing with you. As you try to start a
That's
game,
understandable.
there's
Yeah.
not a lot of. Chirpy just sort of seems a bit almost suspicious of your attention.
Sudden affection.
Yeah.
It's never experienced this before.
Yeah.
If we could hear Chirpy's thoughts,
Chirpy
Chirpy'd be
doesn't
like,
like-
love bombing, that's stage 2 of coercive control.
Chirpy.
He's trying to gaslight me.
Yeah.
Object.
Wait, the
permanent.
airbender's over
If
there.
I don't pay any attention to you, I need you to chirp as loud as you can. And then I pay attention to you. It's not you, it's me, Chirpy. But I love you so much.
Ooh.
Please don't believe me. Joking, I don't go that deep into it. But, Chirpy, if I'm not noticing you, you can let me know at any point. Squeal as loud as you like. I got you, brother.
Unless we're hiding.
Like you're not gonna get mad as soon as it squeals for the first time.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Nah,
This
nah,
is
nah.
just gaslighting.
It's a temporary thing you got here. A few months we can do this. Maybe a few weeks we'll be really good at it. But we're going to build our strength together again, Chirpy.
And then what?
Here's some seed.
And then you revert back to your old way.
Yeah, no, I don't want you to do it forever. Like after a while, you're gonna Pavlov's dog me. You're gonna train me to pay more attention to you by you being a little bit loud for a while.
Oh, so
That's what
yeah,
we're gonna
victim
do, yeah.
blaming. That's good.
Yeah,
Stage
I
2
don't
of
love
coercive
that.
control is what
I
Chirpy
really
thinks.
hope Rung never has children. Like, imagine a 2-year-old and you're like, when you scream, Daddy will remember you exist and pay attention to you, I promise.
Definitely the sort of behavior you want to teach a child to help them grow up well-balanced
They'll
and
just
well-rounded.
scream louder.
Yeah. That's definitely not how borderline personality disorder starts.
Kidding class.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh god, cat monster.
As you attempt to try and regain Chirpy's loyalty and affection, could you please roll me with harmony, Rung?
Sure. And
Rung learned to gaslight from Al.
Yeah. It does make
negative
sense that
ghostwriter.
gaslighting is an airbender technique. I was tempted to add it as like a special move on Beyond Legend. As like a special. Oh my goodness,
Just add it
Rung.
to him without him knowing about it.
Rung, how is it you rolled a 2 when you're rolling 2d6s?
I have a -1 in harmony.
Oh,
Oh
man.
no.
So that's a 2. That is the worst possible roll you can get, pretty much. Like, that's almost the worst possible roll. Yeah, Chirpy's not having a bar of it, mate. As you try and regain Chirpy's affection, Chirpy is not interested. If anything, Chirpy keeps trying to go over probably towards... Who'd be the closest to you? Probably Shurva.
Probably me.
Yeah,
Boot him off
Chirpy...
Mango.
Sorry, what'd you do?
No, it's
No, I heard that. I heard I boot him off Mango. We're going to take that as what you do. You watch over the side of Mango, and you see Chirpy's little tiny sparrow wings desperately trying to flutter to keep him airborne, but they're just not enough with his large corgi body. Andrew's saluting. Obviously, none of that happens. Yeah, Chirpy keeps trying to sort of get away from Rung over towards Shurva. Shurva, you see Chirpy trying to like essentially get around Rung at every possible opportunity, and when Rung like goes in, Chirpy sort of like ducks underneath and cowers, and then tries to like get around him to get towards you. And your, I'd probably say where you're sitting is also close to the food as well. So there's a double desire there for Chirpy.
Okay, I'll pull out some of the rations. I'm guessing it's just like jerky and stuff like that. And hold it out to Chirpy.
You'd have
and
some
try to
dried
coerce
fruits,
him.
nuts, some breads, biscuits, meats, and cheeses, things like that. Yeah. What would you like to offer Chirpy?
Yeah. I'll offer him a little bit of the meat and just try to coerce him into calming down and sitting still for a minute.
Yeah, Chirpy has a little bit of an exploratory pick at the meat, but then doesn't seem too interested in the meat itself. But as you sort of like put the meat away and pull out some of the dried fruit and nuts, Chirpy's much more interested in that, and demolishes a good handful.
Okay, it's got the
nuts.
body of a fucking dog. Like, come on now.
Yeah, but it has the stomach of a sparrow, so.
And the mouth. It also has the mouth.
But
of
it
a
does have
sparrow.
the spleen
Mouth
of a
of a
dog.
sparrow.
Yeah, it does have the spleen of a dog.
What have you done to this poor creature?
What do you
its
mean?
heart? What's its
Yeah,
heart?
what's his heart? Yeah.
It'd have to have a bird heart
Doesn't have
to be
And
able to like.
lungs?
That's what I'm telling you,
Definitely
it doesn't
bird
No,
lungs.
it wouldn't have to have a
Okay.
wouldn't have to have a dog if it's
Doesn't
got
it
the
have
body
like
of a
the
dog.
like
It has the hollow
corgi-sized body?
bones. Yes, it does. Yeah, and the hollow bones of a bird too.
So it would need to have a bigger heart to support that one.
Yeah, it's a bigger. It's not a sparrow-sized heart.
Bigger
It's
versions
proportional. Yeah,
of it all.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Okay, thank God.
but it'd have to have the sparrow bone marrow to produce enough red blood cells and white blood cells to maintain
Yeah.
the oxygenation required for the energy level that a bird would have.
Fair enough.
I'll
Science.
allow it.
Pull out some little fruits then.
Yum, 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 as you offer
Yum,
the
yum, yum, yum,
fruits. Yum. As you.
I'm
as you
also
offer the
just
fruits.
sitting there, just picking at the cheeses.
The cheeses are good. These are.
I'm surprised
these
you're
are
not just having a nap.
Later.
later. The cheeses
We've
are
had
actually
a busy
made
afternoon.
from sky bison milk, and it is very creamy and very
Oh.
rich, like buffalo mozzarella.
Fuck yeah.
It has the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from Ba Sing Se Zoo. Oh, I like that. That's fun. Oh man. I'm going to derail
Well,
this very, very slightly. I'm a big fan of Eric Andre and the Eric Andre show. And I recently saw on Netflix, I was just scrolling through one of his movies called Bad Trip, which is very, very funny and I highly recommend. And it's just a series of pranks tied together by a very loose narrative. And one of the pranks has him go into a gorilla enclosure at a zoo, and the gorilla proceeds to have its way with him. But it's obviously a guy in a costume. But watching people react to this and not offer to help is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, everyone's like, help that man, as they pull out phones and film it. Like, it's so good. Everyone's just like, oh my God, help that poor man. The gorilla's like essentially using him. It's hilarious. I highly recommend it. It's very
We've
fun.
seen what happened with Harambe. We're not recreating that. Harambe forever.
That was a very different situation. This was a man in a gorilla costume. But yeah, it was just I couldn't believe everyone being like, oh my god, it's just and then immediately pulling out phones and filming it, and no one goes to help. Even the
What else are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
I don't know, fucking find a zookeeper or find a ranger. Don't just stand there. Like, go and find someone who can actually do something rather than being like, someone should help him. I just put
Not
this up
me,
on
though.
TikTok in a minute.
Not me, not me. Someone else.
I'm busy TikToking. I'm going to go viral. Yeah, won't somebody think of the children? Exactly.
My first day at the zoo. Wow, pretty crazy.
Can't do that TikTok voice.
Oh my god. So yeah, Chirpy has the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from Bar Sing Se Zoo. Yep, true fact.
Agreed.
Chirpy had a life before the Northern Water Tribe.
There is no zoos in Bar
Had a
Sing
life
Se.
with me.
Yeah, that's right. So Mako, yeah, as you nibble on the cheese, it's a very soft, like mozzarella style cheese in a roll that's been bunched up. There's almost like a basket made of folded over leaves to form an airtight container, and then there's like a brine in there as well. Was this pre or post Harambe? I think it was. Let me find out. I'll find out for you. I am curious to know too. Bad trip. No, 2021. Very much post. It was like last year. It's very funny. I don't know why it's got. Rotten Tomatoes liked it. 80%. That's pretty good. I thought it was brilliant. I did enjoy it a lot. But I like Eric Andre's style of humor, so I'm a bit biased. I like his very like nihilistic, existential dread style of humor. It appeals to me.
What can the internet change post Harambe? We'll have like PH. Wait, no, we can't do PH, and then PH doesn't work. We're trying to do like a BC, like a BC sort of thing.
BHAH?
Before Harambe,
AH?
after Harambe.
Yeah.
There's such a slice
There we
in
go.
history, Harambe.
Yeah, there was like a
Definite change.
everything went
worse.
really downhill quickly. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that
So
happened.
true.
Literally.
To be fair, it kind of coincided with all the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't just before.
It was just before, and then
Yeah.
not long after
And then-
all that happened.
Then governments happened and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Harambe was
America
one
had
kid-
falls in
America's had a bit of a rough
Look what we have
time
now, Lockdown.
after that.
Guys, Harambe was 2016.
Yeah, that was just like last year, right?
That was not just before COVID. That's like 4
Yeah.
years. I was gonna
Okay.
say, I was like,
Before COVID.
No, but there were definitely like events that happened after that weren't great.
It was like a slow decline into
Yeah.
COVID, and then COVID just like.
it does kind of sound like we're peddling the conspiracy that like Harambe's death brought on COVID. I just want to make it really clear that that's absolutely
That's
what
not
happens.
Harambe was an archangel. We all knew it. Protector of mankind.
Oh my god.
It was like the harbinger of death.
Cut.
The first seal has broken. The Nephilim are released.
It was a sign, man.
It was the first seal of 7. So Andrew, yeah, the cheese that Mako is enjoying, the cheese tax that you are currently enjoying is very nice. It's it's very rich, creamy buffalo mozzarella style cheese, kept in a very light salted brine to maintain the freshness of the cheese.
Ooh, nice.
It's good. It's really, really good. Probably a few
How you guys
slices of
is-
tomato and some bread. You got yourself a bruschetta.
No,
How are you guys
it's
enjoying that
just
cheese?
The cheese is amazing. Oh, it's so good.
That particular batch is from Mango's sister.
That's so weird.
Okay, I'm putting that back down.
Why did you have to say
Why- like,
it
you
like
just have to say
that?
it like that, and it's
I picked it up.
like, the fact that you said it like
Aquila's
that.
working on a new style of water bending called lacto bending. He's been working hard on this.
These
It would have only been better if you said it was Mango herself. Like,
lacto bending. And
I was gonna say
I think she's too
Mango's
young.
brother.
oh,
Mango's
Mango's
brother.
brother. And then when you correct me, I'd be like, no, I know what I said.
It's really hard to sort of like gather the cheese because there's only one teat on the males to gather that milk from.
Aw.
Anyway,
Oh,
come on.
disgusting.
If you don't want to eat the cheese, there's plenty of fruits, breads, and meat.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna stick to the fruits.
Realizing in hindsight,
I'll
calling
join
this
you and eat
episode
some cheese.
Kyoshi, was it? Did I call it the Kyoshi Islands or the
Kyoshi
Kyoshi
Warriors.
Warriors? That was a bit of a bold turn to
That was
assume
a
that we'd
bold-
get there. That was a
yeah,
bold statement to assume we'd get there in a single session. That
I
was,
didn't want to talk to
know what
You
happens when you
offered
assume,
for us to have conversations
I do wanna
and
talk
do
to you.
things leading up. You could have just time skipped us.
Hey guys, is that the island?
Trevor.
Yes, it is.
Trevor,
Ah, let's
it is.
look over.
Oh, fuck.
It's been about 3 hours.
Trevor, wait. Oh, fuck, okay.
As you stare into the distance, you can indeed see a flash of green breaking up the endless blue horizon before you. And as you begin to bring Mango down, you think to yourself, wow, that 2 hours went quickly, but also very slowly.
Trevor! Nope, never mind that conversation. Never happened.
I was nibbling on some cheese.
As you begin flying down and approaching, you can see that the Kyoshi Island is a half-moon bay, this very beautiful, large, lush island with a gorgeous sandy beach stretched across this half-moon bay. And as you begin coming a little bit closer, you can see the village itself situated not too far from this bay and from the docks there, in amongst the trees nestled in and around. And you can see people down far below moving between the buildings, as well as what looks to be a group of warriors out the front of a large wooden longhouse, all dressed in this very ceremonial gear, moving as a cohesive unit. It looks like 4 rows of 8 warriors standing there practicing and doing their drills outside in this beautiful, gorgeous sun. Al, as you bring Mango down and around, would you be sort of aiming for the beach to land somewhere in the village, or trying to land a little bit further away and then come on in?
I think I point out a spot between the beach and the town, and the village, just somewhere like not quite in the sand because I can't be bothered cleaning the sand out of Mango's fur, but yeah, so towards the village, but not in a threatening, like not in the middle of the village.
Yeah, awesome. As you bring Mango down and land on the pathway not too far out of the village. Why am I being... What is going on in chat here? Chat's gone rogue. Control yourself, chat. Imagine
Don't
thinking
worry
you could
about
cross
it.
the short distance from Chin to Kyoshi in one session. Oh, fuck me. He only has himself to blame. Imagine not forcing a time skip knowing who we are as people. Yep. Yeah, that's fair. That's on me.
And yet
We
it
got
was
there, we
still
got there, we got
Owen
there.
that did the first proper like segue
The
away
first
from
derailment.
everything to do from Avatar.
Was it? What was the segue?
You wanted to talk
What
about
were we
Eric Andre?
just talking about?
Oh yeah.
Hang
Hang on, Harambe. Hang on, who brought up Harambe? Because that was the deviation.
You
'Cause I only
did,
brought
after
up- No.
talking about-
I only brought up Eric
Yeah,
Andre in response to Harambe.
Yeah, pretty sure it was.
No, Harambe came up after that, mate.
No.
Harambe
Yeah,
came up
after
after.
that.
Oh, no,
Harambe
it
came
did.
up after.
It wasn't me. No
Oh
way.
no!
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
chat saying the heart of a
definitely.
lion got me banned from the zoo.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
you.
Chat gets. Can I?
Nope,
shift
no,
Fine.
Chat- Chat-
No,
Can
because
I
you.
just push it that way?
Can I just say, give me those points. I want those
Yeah,
points.
Andrew won all the points because he's the
Yeah, you
only
already
one
got
who voted that Owen was gonna do it.
He planned this all along.
Andrew, you can transfer me the $10 later. I'll transfer you the points.
Thanks.
We did it. Ha,
Andrew,
high
I
five.
also can transfer you points if you want to transfer me money. or Bree. I was not the only one.
Oh yeah,
I can
I should
transfer you
probably,
points and money.
should probably not have you guys have that ability. In
Nah,
hindsight.
you need it.
Yeah.
I'm a fair and just person.
Community manager. As you
Yeah.
as you
I
land.
am not.
No, I know. As you land Mango on the beach, not on the beach. Sorry, you deliberately said on the beach. As you land Mango on the path leading between the beach and the village, there's a bit of a cry of almost like there's this joyful like coming from the town, and a whole bunch of children rush out and begin crowding around Mango. Mango sort of is startled for a few seconds and then takes it in a stride.
Whoa, girl.
As you do the link horse coming. I was hoping you'd do that. That's all right. It's okay. I know that joke was only like, 30 minutes ago, so I understand that you've forgotten it by now. That's fine.
I don't even know what joke you're referring to. I'm so
Remember
sorry.
back when we were like, to
There's a
calm
joke.
Mango down, you do the link from Breath of the Wild, we go to calm the
No, I don't remember. No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Whoa, girl.
As you calm down, as you calm down, Mango, the kids begin rushing around and like go, she's so fluffy, and like press themselves against Mango and like rubbing their faces on her fur before an older gentleman rushes out and goes, "Children, stop that right now, please. Control yourselves, children. I am so sorry, guests to our village, please. It's been a while since we had air nomads come and visit, and I see quite an eclectic bunch of you up on top of the bison there. Hello."
Al's with the kids.
Thanks.
Hello.
Just like you jump down and start chatting to the kids.
No, I'm hugging the fur with the
man.
kids.
What are we all wearing at this point? Because we've all changed outfits several times.
So mostly what you've been doing is changing your underclothes and keeping so for the Fire Nation, your robes are like 3 or 4 parts. So there's an outer robe cloak coat that you wear that you're still wearing, which you've washed
I
once
sold
or
all mine
twice. Did you sell all your stuff?
at the Oasis when I was wearing the sand gear.
But remember that changed.
Oh, fuck me. This is just how you make things work, isn't it?
No, I don't have to. No, I don't have to. Remember,
Everything changed when Mako
you
made
never.
a
So
wish.
you
That's
never.
right, because I was never at the Oasis, so I would have been in my full...
Yep. So you still have
Armor
all
and
your
everything.
you still have all your equipment because you met up with the Sheer
I
Shrew
should
and
have
the
sold
Hunter.
that at Chin.
I don't. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't think the Chin villagers would have been super stoked to purchase your Fire Nation armor as their village burned down around them. As a man
It
wearing
would
very
have been
similar
the
garb.
Oh.
Stupid Owen, we were going to use it to buy the oil to burn the town down. Please keep up.
So
I
we
would
would
have
have
bought more
just...
oil.
So when we went to the Northern Water Tribe, we would have just put on like extra furs
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
and then taken them back off.
Exactly
Gotcha.
right. And so you've probably changed your underclothes a few times. You've got a few changes of underclothes, but the outer coat, especially for the Fire Nation, for the 2 Fire Nation, I was going to say soldiers for some reason, for the 2 Fire Nation members, the longer cloaks that your characters wear are overcoats for your undergear. For Rung, I mean, there's no shortage of sleeveless vests and bottoms, casual bottoms that you can wear, and you go barefoot anyway. So it's like you probably have changed clothes a few times, but given that you've been in the Earth Kingdom a fair few times, you like to purchase like 6 tunics that are all identical that you can just put on and take off whatever you need. Wouldn't be that expensive. Like you don't wear
About right.
like tailored items or
You
anything
get a
like that.
hole in it. I just in the river.
Yeah,
Get all the
exactly
hole
right.
out of it.
Because like everyone else was abducted except me, so it would make sense for me to have spare sets of clothes, but everyone
Yes.
else would kind of be like mixed matched clothing.
Exactly. So that's what I was getting to. So probably the person who's the least best dressed at this point is probably Mako. So Al
Yeah,
would
'cause we
have had
haven't
some changed
been
clothes
back.
from the temple. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Marco's the only one who is still wearing quite an eclectic gear. So you've still got your Fire Nation coat. You've cut your hair though, I think, haven't you as well?
Yes, I have.
So you no longer have
Well-
the
Well,
I cut his hair before the wish.
See, this is the thing. Wait, does the wish
Oh,
fix
we
my
did
hair?
We did ask this question, didn't we? Straight
Yeah,
after
we
the
no,
did.
wish.
And I can't remember what the.
I think we did,
I think
and
we
I think
still had it cut.
I think the ruling was
Because
that your
I am
hair is still cut
still
because you're
me.
still exactly.
Yeah, I still have my coat. I know I've swapped the under stuff a couple of times.
DM tip: don't play around with time travel.
Really? Who would have guessed?
Technically, we didn't travel through time.
Time traveled around us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have like a mixed match of.
Actually, no. Do you know who also looks like they're having a rough time? Aquila, because Aquila left the Water Tribe in disgrace,
Oh,
fleeing
yeah.
wearing
Yeah.
only the clothes on his back, and then hooked up with some like Earth Nation kids.
Oh wait,
Wait, that
but
sounds
I-
bad.
It's very
Hung out
interesting.
with
Wording,
some
John.
Earth Nation.
Wording.
Hung out with, yeah, that doesn't sound good. I hung out with some Earth Nation kids, Earth Nation teens
Delinquents.
in a village. Delinquents. Hung out with some fellow kids in the Earth Nation, and probably is now also wearing a bit of a rough combination of clothing. So yeah, probably
Wait.
Mako and Aquila are the ones who are struggling
Wait.
the most.
When I saw my father, would I have got clothes? No, probably
My
not.
father.
No, we didn't
He-
stop there for very long.
No, he gave us money. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us money for supplies, and then we
That's
pretty much
close.
left straight away.
Money
That's
to buy
why you
clothes.
guys money.
But we
yeah,
haven't. The thing is, we haven't been back to anywhere that was Fire Nation to be able to
No.
buy
Yeah.
Fire Nation garb. You would have only been able to get things from the Northern Water Tribe, from maybe the Air Temple. You might have gotten some underclothes there to swap out of the furs, and then other than that, we haven't really stopped anywhere.
Yep, that's exactly right. So,
I'm
as-
asking the important questions here.
yeah. Like, where do you poop? So- that's the important question.
Yeah.
As
Basically, you
this,
gotta ask the guy, where's a shopping place here? You gotta go. Good shopping spots here when he's finished talking.
I mean, we'll learn. I mean, you can say that out loud, Rung, as this man approaches and goes, children, please calm down and back off. Give the bison some space, please. I'm so sorry. Sorry about all this. Well, it's been a while since we had an air nomad and companions come through. Welcome to Kyoshi Village.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
We're gonna just stop by for a little bit.
Oh, you're just stopping for? Are you resupplying on your journey south? We saw you
Just
flying
having
from
a
the
little
north.
break.
Our scouts spotted
Just having a
you.
little break.
Oh,
Yes,
no problems at all.
definitely resupplying.
Oh, no
Road
problems
trip.
at
We
all.
thought we'd stop in there. I've never been to Kyoshi Island before.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Why,
This
you might have anything to do.
well, this
start to
island
see.
is named after Avatar Kyoshi herself. She was the patron of this island, and she in fact created this island, separating it from the mainland when she was at the height of her power. And we have lived here ever since. Her hand-picked warriors have continued the tradition of training and are actually practicing right now, just over in the southern area near the Warriors Hall.
Speaking of this
I think we saw
island
them on
being
the
named
way.
after people, what is your name?
Oh, you can. No, apologies. Sorry, everyone was
Mr. Kyoshi.
talking at once over the top of me. Apologies. You can call me Zhu Hino. Zhu is
no.
fine. Zhu
Hino.
is fine.
Ju?
Mr. Kyoshi Island.
That's why I ignored you the first time, because I knew what you were going to do. I could see the punchline, and I went, nah, it's a shit punchline.
It's a shit punchline.
Yeah, well, it's all I got.
Yep.
I'm proud.
Mr. Ju.
Zhu.
I say like
XU.
Rung-Bolo. Hello.
Oh, Zu. Zu.
Zhu.
Zhu.
This is
Zhu, like the
I'll
sauce.
just like
Shoot.
introduce everyone. Like,
Shoot.
I'm Rung-Bolo. This is Al, Mako, Shurva, Aquila.
Pleasure
Thanks,
to
so
make
Aquila, not Aquila. Aquila.
Aquila. Oh, pleasure to make
sorry,
your
I just
acquaintance.
First thought came to mind.
Hey, killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there any nice shopping places around here?
We have
We're looking for a shopping montage. I mean, shopping trip.
Well, we have a tailor not too far. Excuse me, did I catch
Bless
that?
you.
I did meet that
Bless
sneeze just in
you.
time. Oh, thank God! I was worried I hadn't. Sorry.
You saved it. You
For
saved
podcast,
it.
You-
for podcast
if you-
listeners,
if
I
you
just
beeped
saved
it.
your eardrums. Oh yeah, if you beeped it. That was a massive sneeze. That was a dad sneeze. That was a very
Oh,
big sneeze.
no.
I just caught it in time. It was so loud, my dog startled next to me. Sorry.
See, I don't know we have money. Shurva, do we have enough to get money to get clothes? I don't have that much money left.
Yeah, we can definitely get some supplies. I think it would be good for us to stock up on like some extra stuff anyway before continuing our journey. So
Guys, just so you know, we're on an island. Things would be cheaper back on the mainland.
who's to say that? It's not like it's a
Is
tourist
this a tourist?
destination
Is this
or
a
anything
tourist
like
place?
Not a tourist place per se. I mean, we do get travelers come through to sometimes. Sometimes we get people coming to try and learn the ways of the Kyoshi warriors. Sometimes we have people coming through on their way from the southern water tribe up towards the Earth Kingdom, or vice versa. Sometimes trade ships will come through, but I wouldn't say it's a very popular tourist spot.
We should be fine here then. Also,
The thing is, though, like if it's too expensive, we just won't purchase it. Like
Yeah.
we have the
just
power
point
to
out.
say no.
It just
We
seems
can.
like a bit keen. So
Wait,
I
what?
was just pointing that out before we start looking.
And I'm sure they have, like,
we'll
unique
shop around,
style.
and if there's nothing that we really need or that we can really afford, then we can always just stop somewhere back in the mainland.
Only if we want to.
We have food. We are very self-sufficient as an island. We grow most of our own food. You will find a number of stalls where you can purchase various foods that we
love
purchase ourselves. We have food won't be too bad. And our tailor, as I said, is very gifted and quite.
yeah,
Yes, no,
I know,
please.
like, not many tourists, but like, do you have like a nice inn?
We have a
something
guest
like
house.
this
As I said, the Hall of Warriors, where the Kyoshi warriors train. We have a number of rooms that people can sometimes stay at. We have some tatami mats if you're okay sleeping on the floor.
It'd be getting like towards mid to late afternoon now, wouldn't
Very
it?
much so. Yeah, very much. I was just about to say that. You beat me to it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Blowing up
Can
the
you see the
statue
smoke?
Yeah, can we see the smoke from here?
He like looks over. Oh yes, there's a smoke cloud coming from the direction of Chin Village.
Yeah, it's
What a
kind of
shame.
strange that Kyoshi Island's here, where you guys are very pro Avatar, whereas over there they were very not
Anti.
pro.
Oh,
Very
I
much
would
anti.
not. I would not waste my time with the dullards who reside in Chin
The
Village.
heretics? Yeah.
The Avatar.
You say that?
No, God,
It's
no.
what they said.
It's what they said.
Yeah.
We
That's,
accidentally stopped.
We
accidentally
were
stopped
taken
in there.
very much by surprise when we stopped over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
we
Not all, but I was
unfortunately
expecting.
joined the Avatar Day celebrations.
Which we
Oh,
thought was
they,
gonna be like a
it's
great
not
day.
normally.
Celebrations in quotations.
Normally, Avatar Day is months from now. What are they?
They
Yeah,
said
but
'cause,
then-
Oh, don't tell me
Because of the
Yeah.
death.
They had 2 this year.
Tasteless oafs,
Yeah.
barbarians.
Barbarians.
It's a
Yeah, I
bit
think we'll
barbaric
argue,
to
yeah.
celebrate the death of a person. That's a bit. Need I say fucked? Oh, sorry, children. He looks down at the kids running around.
What's
that word
said
mean?
duck
No, run back to your parents. run back to your parents.
No.
Okay,
What
well,
do you think about them?
What was that? Sorry,
you're
my fellow
not
Earth?
for them, right?
We're not. No, we are not fans of Chin Village.
Okay, so like, if something happened to them, it'll be okay.
What sort of thing?
Well, there's
Nothing.
lots of smoke. There was like, I know that they light fires over there. I'm a bit
They
worried.
do. They
that,
burn effigies of the avatars.
I'm a bit worried that it might
Sacrilege.
have gotten out of hand.
Are you? It sounds like you're winking. Are you winking?
No, not to him. I like look back at Mako and go,
Sounds like
The podcast
winking.
listeners, a really obvious blue steel wink. Marco,
Anyway,
any
I
response?
think.
No?
So I think we'll just be interested in like maybe staying for the night, getting some rest and some resources, and I'm sure we'd love to see the warriors in training, as I know that is something special and to behold.
Yes, absolutely. No, of course. Well, let me introduce you to. I'll take you across if you're going to be staying with the in the Hall of Warriors. I think it's best I introduce you to Coco. She can.
Coco!
Chanel.
KO. Yeah, she is. She's the current leader of the Kyoshi Warriors, and she'll be the one giving you permission to stay under her roof. And
Kyoshi.
yeah, I believe it is the
Ignore me.
origin. No. I think it is the origin of the name. You're very astute, Fire Nation Warrior. Yes, I believe it is. We have a number of different variations of the Kyoshi name to honor our patron and our matron.
Such as?
Kyoshi.
Like
Well,
Chi-Chi?
Coco. Chi-Chi, yes, absolutely. Yes. Yoshiro as well. We have one of the lovely young man, the tailor who I think you were going to go and talk to, Yoshiro. It's
Shiyoko.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Are you sure you haven't been here before?
Yoshi?
Ishuik.
No, don't be ridiculous.
Sorry, I was
Yoshi's
trying
a
to say it
stupid.
backwards.
No, don't say that. Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi. Yeshioik. There you go.
Yeah.
Yoyosh.
I did a great time.
Anyway,
It's yoik.
Yeshioik.
you have to like play that reverse for the YouTube and podcast listeners. That'd be hilarious.
To see how close I was.
See
Yeah.
how close you were.
Kiyoshi.
Like, obviously, we can't do it
Yoshi.
live, but when you're playing with the recording later,
All right, done. I'll just like wave so I remember to do it. I probably 100% won't. I'll 100% forget. Well, I mean,
you'll just be like watching it back and you'll be like 2 times speed. You're like, why did I wave at the camera there? It was so good.
yeah. Joke's on you. I had to watch it 2 times back. I drag the cursor along the bar so that I can quickly do a take and see if there's anything like grossly
And you look
obvious.
for these ones.
Yeah, the big ones. Yeah. Yes, well, if you wanted to talk to the tailor, Yoshiro is a very gifted tailor, and I believe his name comes from Kyoshi as well. I think it is a male bastardization of the name Kyoshi. I'm sorry, let me take you to Coco. Please, follow me. And with that, this older gentleman, Jude, leads you through the village. The stalls that you suspect probably are set out to serve food and drink during the day have now closed up as it gets to the early evening, late afternoon. But you can still see many, many members of the Kyoshi Island and Kyoshi Village wandering around out in the day, going about their daily business. You can see a number of them drawing water from the nearby well and taking it back to their homes or to their houses. You can see a couple of the shops are still open. And you can also see a number of the kids running around, as well as what looks to be some sort of classroom. You get the sense school might have only just finished as you guys landed, hence the excited children rushing through the streets and concentrated as their parents desperately try to get them back under control to bring them back and get them home before it gets too late. As Zhu leads you through the village towards the Hall of Warriors, you can see that the figures that you saw from Mango's back before are indeed Kyoshi warriors, wielding fans and moving with this effortless grace and strength, almost moving like dancers, but with this power and speed behind every movement, wearing the very traditional garb of the Kyoshi warriors, the long flowing green skirts with sections of metallic armor and the painted faces as well. Yes, Bree?
I feel like I've asked this before, but do I still have the scroll?
Yes, you do. No,
because
you do still have the
technically
scroll.
that was before the wish.
So the scroll, so the way it works, right, is that you still remember reading the scroll. You probably wouldn't have
I just don't have the
scroll.
physical.
Yeah, but you would
Okay.
remember reading through it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like recognizing some of the stances that they're doing, some of their movements at a very base level.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And as you watch them flow through this very elegant kata sequence of moves designed to help strengthen and practice for an actual fight, yeah, you do recognize some of these movements. As they finish up on this final stance, one arm up holding the fan above, one hand underneath holding a fan closed, and standing on one leg poised as if to strike like a snake down from above. One of the women in front pauses, gives a big all right guys, thank you, well done everybody, brilliant work as always. We might need to work on some of those footwork techniques later on tomorrow, so please make sure you practice overnight. I don't want to have anyone falling over. As she does a very pointed look towards the back of the group and gives a bit of an eye. I'm talking to you, Kenna. Footwork, balance, practice. Yes, Coco. The girl at the back bows and nods. Excellent. Well, please, head out. Any tasks you needed to do for the day, please complete. If there was anything that you had to accomplish, please finish it. We will meet for dinner in an hour back in the Hall of Warriors. Until then, everybody, I will talk to you all later. And as she does a bow, all of them close their fans with this sudden movement, bring them together and bow very, very respectfully towards Coco. As she turns around and looks back towards you, and gives a bit of a smile to Zhu. Zhu, brought some visitors, I see. I saw the bison flying overhead. Hello, welcome. I'll do a bow, Archie.
I bow.
Okay. She gives a bit of a smile, does like a bit of a nod of the head. Well, I'm Coco. Welcome to Kyoshi Village. I guess, judging by Zhu's appearance here, that you're wondering if you could stay in the Hall of Warriors tonight. Yeah, Zhu? Oh, yes,
Only if
So you go? No?
only if it's only if there's room and we're not in the way.
No.
Do you sound that flustered in
100%
Yeah, you're a
you do.
bit shy today, Archie. I mean, you're a bit shy
He's talking to real girls, guys.
There's so many around, you know.
Yeah.
If it's a tent, if it's too much issue, like we can be in a tent. Yeah, Archie and I don't mind being head to toe. It's fine.
Yeah, we don't mind pitching the tent.
We do have an 8-person tent, by the way.
Yeah, we do have a massive tent.
Say that out loud.
But if we can sleep indoors,
I'd prefer to sleep indoors. Yes, 100%.
It's more like a 3-person with Mango in there, though. So I don't know.
Mega can't fit.
Mango's used to sleeping outside under a tree. It's okay.
Hey,
Look,
look.
the only real women that I've seen for so long is Shurva.
Yeah,
And
reach
the
out,
one you
reach
tried
out.
to murder.
Yeah, but that's
I've dehumanized him enough to not even worry about gender.
I don't see the world through that lens. It's just puppets and not puppets now.
Everyone's a puppet.
Like a Ken doll.
I believe in binary. Puppets, not puppets. That's it. That's the binary I see. Coco gives a bit of a smile as she sees Aquila very clearly flustered and then looks towards you.
I'm
and
very
goes,
sweaty.
oh no, as a waterbender too.
My palms are sweaty, which is why I went for.
There's Aquila
Val.
bloodbending right now. Sorry.
It's all right. It is a waterbender, so it actually helps him with his art.
Well, lovely to meet you all. I'm Coco. And as she speaks and you look at her, you get the sense that she can't be that much older than you guys. Maybe like 5 years tops. She looks to be like in her early 20s. Oh, you gross man, Archie. She looks to be in her early 20s. It's hard to tell with the face paint and the makeup that the Kyoshi warriors wear. And also, like, she's wearing like the full headdress and battle armor essentially as well. That as she's sort of come a bit closer and you can see her up close, must be very heavy, but she's moving quite effortlessly as if it doesn't really weigh much at all. As she gives a bit of a look, goes, well, Zhu, I'm just judging by your presence here that you'd like to have these lovely, fine travelers hosted in the Hall of Warriors tonight. I believe we can set them up in one of the guest rooms. That shouldn't be a problem. Oh, thank you, Coco. Yes. Well, I have some other things I needed to get to. If I could leave these lovely young people in your charge, you could take them under your wing or your fan, as it were. She doesn't laugh. She sort of looks at him. Do you guys all laugh?
Yeah. We're a fan of that joke.
She doesn't. She just sort of like looks, gives a bit of a smile and goes like, "Yeah, no worries, you get back to your important business." Oh yes, thank you, Coco. And he gives her a bit of a weird look and then wanders off towards the village. Coco sighs and goes,
How
You know.
often has he said that joke?
"Hey, how many times has he said that joke?" Every
Yeah.
single time we have people coming to the
Yeah,
village,
I
every
imagine,
time we have
yep.
someone who wants to come and like study under the Kyoshi warriors, every time anything happens, he says it to all of us. It's so painful. I don't think he realizes how incredibly old and awkward he is.
It's part of his branding now. I think he just has to say it, otherwise.
Yeah,
it's not.
I
right.
think, like, I'll say, upon hearing it the first time, it was a pretty fantastic joke.
Oh god.
I love.
Wow, that makes sense.
I
You
smack
guys,
Rung in the back of the head.
Just give him a bit of a whack.
This bumper killer.
Coco has a bit of a look and goes, right, so looks like we've got... Oh, yes, one raising his hand. Airbender?
Did you say that that people can come here and train under the Kyoshi warriors?
We sometimes get people coming wanting to learn the ways of the Kyoshi warriors, and if they have the skills, yeah.
How would one follow up with that?
What do you mean? Do you know someone who you think would be suitable to join the warriors?
Ah, yeah, we do.
I mean, I know I would like to give it a try, but I think Shurva was interested as well.
Oh, so
Yeah.
she goes like, so we generally don't waste our time training boys. It's just like
I mean,
it's like
Also, Shurva
Understandable.
let out that full belly laugh as well.
Coco gives you a bit of an eye and goes, I was gonna say carry
you know
yourself
what
like a
this is,
warrior.
right?
Yeah.
I reckon you put a bit of makeup on and you'll never tell the difference. Nice long
Oh, it's not about surface stuff.
hair back on him.
To be an effective fighter, you need to be able to maintain concentration. You need to be able to have awareness of your surroundings. And I don't know if you've noticed, but boys are normally pretty shit at those two things,
you
right?
summed us up really not well there. So
like
yeah,
not being aware of their surroundings, not being focused and disciplined. And by the looks of it, I'm guessing most of you are benders too.
oh, 100%.
They're all benders.
yeah.
All of them. What about you, lovely? She looks over towards Shurva.
I am a weapons specialist, so I've mastered majority of the weapons in the Fire Nation, and I would actually be very interested in mastering your
He's
style.
really good with a whip.
Yeah, so I noticed you've got a very like normal sized whip at your waist there.
Very, yeah, it's a very normal long whip.
Very normal size whip. Yeah, no, whip is definitely my weapon of choice at the moment because it's just not as static and, I guess, unyielding as like a blade.
Oh,
like
no,
I can move a lot more fluidly with my whip.
I get it. I've used the whip before. I think it's a very versatile, very handy weapon. I have to say, and I'm a little bit biased, but I do like the fans. I know that it was Avatar Kyoshi's chosen weapon, and it's one of those things that we very value and train very hard in as part of the Kyoshi Warriors. But we also train in other weapons as well, and you'd find a few people here who value the whip. I personally don't mind the war pick either. If you've seen one of those before, it's got like a sharpened edge on one side, almost like a blade on the other. It can be quite useful in combat because you can use it to grab and knock enemies' weapons and shields out of their hands. I don't mind it either. But the whip, great versatile weapon. If a lot of the techniques you use in the whip will come in handy for the fan.
I was actually going to ask that, like, are a lot of the skills like transferable between the two? Because they both have a lot of the same fluid movements, but I feel like with a whip you have to have a much more solid stance.
Yeah, I
Sure,
would.
this is good. I like the war pick. This is a good idea. So if like this whole war,
Because you can mine coal
Wait,
once
okay.
you're done
For you.
disarming your foes.
Exactly right. You can join me
Oh
back
my
in the mines
God.
and retire from this life here. You can just pick out the coal and I can punch out the rocks. It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Would they have war picks in the Fire Nation? Like, would Shurva be
War picks,
familiar with
it'd be
that
more an
back then?
Earth Nation weapon. You might have even
Yeah,
seen
okay.
that. And what she's describing sounds almost a little bit like a sickle or a scythe, that curved blade at one end, which the Fire Nation
Yeah,
definitely do have.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Which we absolutely have. Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Okay.
She as Rung kind of interrupts with the whole like war pick bit about mining, she goes, "Hey boys, why don't you run along? Hey, like go play with some sticks or something, or like I don't know." Like,
Yes.
Okay, this is really.
Yeah.
I
so
passed
boring.
and I passed Mako 50 gold.
Holy
To go
shit!
shopping.
oh shit!
Oh shit!
what? Yeah, the boys.
Well,
I come out.
Bree.
hand
I just
down
want
Bree.
some peace and quiet.
Bree, are you sure about this?
Yeah, 50.
Shurva?
50
I'll
each.
have-
It's less than half of what we have, so
50 each.
I'll give him 50.
I have to now deal with this, Bree.
Yeah. Mhm.
Shurva,
I
we'll be
figure
out of your
that'll
hair.
that'll give me a good amount of time with her, at least the hour before dinner, if not a little bit longer, depending on what happens.
That is a lot of money, just so
You know, you just see like a heavy
dumb amount
badge,
of
like
money.
Shurva, we'll have I still need to talk to you about something afterwards, but like, yeah, we'll be out of here.
As you hand over this big old
Yeah.
pouch of gold, this hefty coin purse, Coco's eyes go a little bit wide, and then as she sees you hand over and say, like, "Here's your allowance, boys, go and leave it," you see a very like satisfied smirk on her face, and as they run away, she goes, "You handle the gold?
Yeah, of course I do.
Probably for the
Kidding?
I'll
best,
still
hey?"
sitting there. I'll have
Shurva,
no yet.
if you need to find me, you can probably just track me down anyway. You're somehow good at it. Bye.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if we need a top up, we can come back and see you soon. Bye.
You won't be getting a top up, buddy.
So at the moment,
Yeah, she said
Mako, Rung, and Aquila are walking away. Ar's still standing there. Coco looks over at Al, looks at the boys, looks at Shurva, looks at Al, and goes, "Can I help you?"
You said you prefer not to teach the boys or waste your time with the boys. You didn't say you wouldn't.
You're an airbender, right?
Yes.
It's hard to fill a cup that's already full, especially if it's full of wishy-washy nonsense like bending.
Could I at least borrow a fan and watch?
Oh, that was pretty heartfelt. Can you please roll me plead with an NPC?
He's a
That was-
broken boy.
Like that actually broke
I'm just
through.
imagining him like flooding around and like just making like
Yeah,
clouds
that-
and stuff
that's
with
what I'm
the
imagining as
band.
well.
That's a 6.
I'm not a harmonious person.
Okay.
Like, yeah, using his like control weather to make little clouds around it.
She's like, "Phew."
She sort of like she puts a finger on her chin, is like tapping, and goes, "Look, tell you what. Run along with your mates for now. Why don't in the morning I can teach you some stuff that might come in useful with a fan for your airbending. How does that sound?"
Promise?
Promise.
Roll
Oh,
insight.
I'll skip away super happy.
She looks and goes, I was just going to teach him how to open and close a fan, but now I feel like that's going to be a bit brutal if I do that to him. He seems like really excited.
My heart.
Well, you're doing footwork stuff in the morning. I feel like some of that might work for him because he has to be light on his feet. So teaching him a stronger stance might actually be good for him.
Alice is really excited to play with fans. Like he's never.
How long before we burn down this city? Just out of curiosity.
No, can't burn this one.
While we're walking, can I be on the lookout for like a nice piece of wood?
What for?
For puppeting.
He wants to make a new puppet to add to his collection.
Who are you making a puppet of?
I want to make a puppet of Coco.
Oh,
you don't have to ask.
Why are you so creepy?
It's not for me. It's not for me.
Oh, that's worse.
Oh no!
I want to give it to Coco.
Oh no!
Aquila, as you look around, I mean, it's not hard to find, like, I was going to say it's not hard to find wood. It's not hard to find. Especially as a bloodbender, if you know what I mean. It's not hard to find, some larger logs and sticks near the edge of the village where some of the logging has been done that you could whittle down into a puppet, given enough time and creep factor.
Okay, well, I got that. That's a 10 already, so...
Oh man. Okay. Yep. So as that happens, we jump back to Shurva and Coco for the love of God, because I'm not mentally prepared or drunk enough to deal with the boys spending right now. I'm gonna need a second and possibly third beer to be able to.
Oh no! I got my this down. It's fine.
Third or possibly fourth beer.
I think I might be the issue here today.
We're going to turn this entire economy into hyperinflation. It's going to be incredible. Can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
You've got 50 gold. Let's not get too carried away. This is a place with a population of like a couple of hundred people. Like you've got 50 gold. Like, let's keep it. Let's keep it realistic.
Right.
What are you going to hyperinflate?
You know what
we're
really
going to do?
Gold? If we distribute it amongst the townspeople.
We're going to take this money as a deposit for housing.
What are you talking about?
The houses, and then
when he says that,
we're going to, after a year, inflate the prices of the houses in the economy. Long-term strategy.
I mean, there's no mortgage brokers or investments in houses because it's not like our time and our place. This is like if you wanted a house, you talk to the mayor, you get permission to build on a block of land, and then you purchase the materials and build your house. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
In a couple hundred years, their kids are going to love us.
You're not in Ba Sing Se anymore. Like all Lai Wo Wo, you're a coal mining town. This is a beautiful village in the outskirts of a pristine wilderness. All right, back with Coco and Shurva, please. Please, back with Coco and Shurva. As Al walks off, Coco sort of goes, yeah, you're right. Footwork is good. I'm not teaching him anything specifically that the Kyoshi warriors know. Footwork's pretty common. Like, we don't do anything that crazy that other groups don't do. Maybe we're a bit lighter on our feet, but that'll work with the airbender probably, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's just happy to be noticed and a part of anything, to be honest.
I get that sense. So, hey, how's it been traveling with those four? They look like they're a bit of a handful.
Oh yeah. Well, unfortunately, I swore my life to protect Mako, and it's been a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Okay. So I was trying to sort of figure out your background. You clearly hold yourself like a warrior. Your clothing and garb mark you out as someone pretty high up in the Fire Nation from the looks of things, if I had to guess.
Yeah, so my family and I have been warriors in the Fire Nation since God knows how long, protecting important families, and he's one of the delegates' sons, so we grew up together, and then I guess we formed a good enough bond that they wanted me to protect him for the rest of my life, so kind of just got stuck with him. It's like a little brother. He's as annoying as one too.
Oh, tell me about it. I've got two younger brothers. My God. Well, I haven't had a chance to ever spar with someone who's like an elite Fire Nation guard. Do you want to have a little spar in the arena? I could use a warm down after our training session.
Sure.
I won't say
I'm
you guys
down.
having a spa.
so creepy. It's just like
Why?
it's just ick factor.
It's just there. It doesn't go away.
And then Aquila there
I
pulls
like-
out his Shurva puppet and like dips them into like a mug of water.
Yes.
I swear to God, if you have a puppet of Shurva, you're dead.
Everyone flat and kill me.
You got a puppet of all of
My
us.
bag now, aren't you?
I thought you had a puppet of all of us, yeah.
No, I've got, I think in the time I would have only had one, probably of Mako and Al out of
And
everyone.
Mango.
And Mango, obviously.
Yeah, you made the mango one like pretty early on.
Yeah, you guys loved it.
You guys really should be more concerned when a bloodbender starts making puppets of you. Just want that on as like obviously your
Voodoo.
characters
Feel
are
like my
hitters,
life.
but just
Voodoo, the voodoo?
just
You do.
you're taking this in your strides and being very cool about it. When if it was me, I'd be like, got some questions.
Like,
We
feel
got
like a
a person
model
who
just
can
like
control the
punching out a
weather.
rock and being like the thinking man, just like, yes, now get my good side there.
Like, is there going to be a point when playing with the puppets isn't enough?
Yeah, that's why I'm also a bloodbender.
Yeah.
Like, we're aware of this fact, and that's so we're aware of the danger. So,
So
it's
you
like,
gotta keep my puppet infatuation high before I have to move on.
Back with Coco and Shurva. Before I never sleep again, having to process this and have to listen to this back as I edit. Back with Coco and Shurva. Yeah, Shurva. Coco gives you a bit of a smile and goes, "Yeah, I'd be up for a bit of a spa. Happy to go hand to hand. Weapons. What do you feel up to? I reckon we could. Let's say first 3 contacts. Hey,
Sure. Sounds
fine
good.
with
what do you want to go with?
Let's go without weapons.
Without weapons, hand to hand.
Yeah, we'll just do a normal spa session, I reckon.
Done. Alrighty. Well, we've actually got training arena around the back. Do you want to come with? We may have a little bit of an audience. Some of the other Kyoshi warriors I know will be hanging out around there as they get out of their gear and get back into their normal clothing. Is that going to be a problem, having a bit of an audience when I
No,
beat your ass
that's
and chuck
fine.
you in the dirt? And she gives you a bit of a smile to show that it's clearly a joke.
No, that's fine. Back when we used to train all the time in the Fire Nation, you'd get tons of people just coming and watching, so I'm not stranger to being in an audience.
Okay, nice. Okay. What? So you... Like, I've heard things about Fire Nation, and like you put people in like these like battles to the death, coliseums and stuff like that. Is that right, or is that something called like an Agni fight or something like that? I've heard.
I'm not involved in any of that. Would that be a thing?
So what she's attempting to describe is something known as an Agni Kai, which is a fight of honor between normally members of Fire Nation military or aristocracy.
My honor.
Yeah, my honor. That's how Zuko. Exactly right. It was an Agni Kai. Yeah. So that's exactly right. So Zuko, in the Avatar the Last Airbender series, spoke up in front of a general and questioned a general, which then meant that technically he challenged his father, the Fire Lord. So then he had to fight his father. He refused to fight, and his father burned his face. That was an Agni Kai. And then when Zuko wins the throne off Azula, he does that through an Agni Kai as well. So it's kind of like an honor match that occurs. It's normally very public in like a massive arena, Colosseum-style arena, and normally it is to grievous injury or the death. It's pretty rare, and it's considered extremely dishonorable to A, refuse to fight, or to surrender. So that's why Zuko is essentially cast out, because he...
Yeah, okay. Well, with Shurva's background, she wouldn't have really been involved in any of that anyway. She spent most of her time tailing the nobility.
Yeah, you definitely would have been to them, but you probably haven't.
I would have known they existed, but never been in one or
Precisely.
directly affected by one.
Yeah.
Like have a
Exactly
family member or anything in it.
Yeah, like an Agni fight or something like that, I've heard, or Agnifire.
I already forgot what it's called.
Agni
Agni-Kai?
Yeah. I think I've actually got a recomposed version of the Agni Kai music that I made. Let me put it on, just because it's the coolest music.
Agni-Koi, a fight of honor between pondfish.
Oh my god, you've already lost an Agni Koi in Grounded when the fish knocks you out of existence. Oh, that was amazing. That was. I still need to put that up. The that's.
Oh, it's a fire jewel. So. Sure.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find my.
I don't think they're always a fire jewel.
I think they are. I think they
I
are.
think it's always. It's
Okay.
always firebenders. I'm pretty confident. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong about that.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't actually uploaded my Agnikai, my recomposed version of Agnikai. I'm like trying to do too many things at once in the background. I'm gonna see if I can find it and chuck it up, just because it is. I'm pretty proud of it. So I will chuck it up if I can, just because I was very, very happy with it. I might have just found it. I'll have a think about it whether I can get it up or not. But anyway,
Okay, so then to Coco, I'll say an Agnikai. Yeah, no, I'm not involved in that. That's purely for the benders, and I'm not a bender.
guys, you guys are brutal.
So,
Just
so.
So I was laughing at the getting it up thing. Sorry.
oh, mate, really? This is why Coco has told the boys to run along and play with their sticks. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna go play with our sticks. Don't worry.
Oh.
Oh, can I leave
Shurva,
them?
Shurva, as you head around the back, no, that's Archie. I don't want to see your face. As you head around the side of the Warriors Hall, the Hall of Warriors, and towards the training ground, you can see there is a section of earth that has been clearly earthbended out to make a platform with a very light covering of sand on top of it in a very large rectangle, probably about 30 meters long and about 10 meters wide. With plenty of room on either side, and there's a circle in the very middle made from a different coloured clay and earth, with a line coming out from either side to show the two halves of this arena. As you head into the very centre, you can indeed see a number of other Kyoshi warriors, some of them still in the process of taking off their makeup or getting into their more casual clothing. What can we hear in the background? Archie, I'm just gonna... I got him. There's like, for some reason, there's like one of the Kyoshi warriors just going...
Pouring at the door wants to be let
Oh,
in.
actually, what would it be? Hang on. There was a cat that came up before. Someone said there was a cat hybrid. It's like a
Spider cat?
No, that's horrifying. That's too
No,
far.
no.
It's going to be a ferret cat. So it's like the long, sinewy body of a ferret, and then a cat's face
Isn't
and
that just a
ability to
ferret?
climb. As you hear this ferret cat climbing up the roof and going up on top from the thing, as you walk into the arena and take off your remove your weapons and place them on the side on a table on the side, you can see that Coco does the same. She pulls out her whips from either side of the belt and then removes quite an alarming number of knives from hidden compartments across her clothing and tatama, the outer armor that she's wearing. She removes about 4 knives and tucks them away, and then goes, oh. Yeah, reaches down across her back and then pulls out a long stave in 2 halves that she then like unclicks and then places down as well. That's everything. That's all.
I like pull off my single whip. Yeah, that's all for me too, actually.
Do you want to grab some
Actually,
more weapons while you're here?
I would have had a bone knife in my boot as well that I'll also pull out.
Ah,
to the
perfect.
side.
I used to try having a knife in the boot, and then I actually heard about this earthbender warrior. This guy came to us claiming that he could learn everything that we had like mastered over years in a single day, and he proceeded to try and tuck a knife in his boot and cut his small toe off. Ever since then, I've avoided putting knives in boots. Just because.
Well, our armor is like pretty thick leather, and it goes all the way down past my ankle, and then like loops around underneath my foot. So I'm actually pretty well protected all the way down, and then the boot over top. So it's pretty hard to nick myself with it, to be honest.
Yeah, right. Okay. Cool. Perfect. Well, hey, I'm ready when you are.
I don't know if that's canon, but it is now. Fuck you all.
It's our canon.
You make rules here.
Coco stands in position, one hand back, one hand forwards, and then places a fist out to bump with you over the center of the ring. It looks like this is maybe some sort of like ceremonial start that the Kyoshi warriors do. Not something you've seen before in the Fire Nation. Normally Fire Nation soldiers just are happy to start fighting. Just go for it. Agnikais normally start with the blowing of a horn by one of the Fire Lord's attendants. In this case, it looks like it's a much more chilled affair than what you're used to. But as soon as the other Kyoshi warriors see that you're about to go fist to fist with Coco, there's immediately a bit of interest, a few whistles and like, woo, Coco! And then one person being like, Fire Nation random! Calling out from the sides. Alrighty, so how this is going to work, we're going to put you into combat as if it is a proper combat. I'm going to put on the Agnikai music, which I did actually manage to find. There we go.
Yay!
Oh my god, that was loud, Archie. I'm just going to drop you 10%. There we go. Everyone knows this music.
That's hilarious.
Everyone knows the Agnikai music. Just turn it down a touch. There we go. Maybe just a touch more. That is a lot louder. I'm getting like spikes on the... There we go. Alrighty, so, Shurva, pick a combat approach.
Advance and attack.
Advanced attack. She is doing the exact same thing. So, what we'll do is we'll have her do her advance and attack. As she reaches forward, she strikes, suddenly darting forwards with this rapid, fast movement of her fist that crunches against your shoulder, pushing you back as you take a fatigue.
Okay.
Would you...
I
11.
rolled an 11.
Absolute success.
So I will pressure
Yep.
and strike. So I'm gonna strike her, forcing her to mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift her balance away from center. Your choice.
She will mark a condition.
Okay. And then I'm going to pressure and intimidate her so that she can't advance an attack on the next turn.
Ooh, okay. How do you pressure her as like part of the attack? Like, describe what you do, because I kind of like, I've got some ideas about how that could work.
I don't know. I'm trying to like picture it in my head. So I guess like I would kind of run up to her and kick her in the chest with my strike.
Ooh, nice.
And kind of push her back a little bit and kind of put her off balance a little bit.
Okay.
And then that might make her, like, that I guess would probably impress her, intimidate her, because she wasn't expecting as much force as what I put behind it as a first blow.
Yeah, and the speed at which you attack as well would make a huge difference. She's probably expecting you to be much more cautious.
Because she's
in your
never
approach.
fought me before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the speed at which you attack as well kind of throws her off balance a bit. And as she stumbles very, very slightly, you can see that she is, a bit caught off balance. And this moment of like confusion in her eyes. And then this big smile goes across her face. Huh, you're not too bad. Great. I don't have to hold back then. Alrighty, she's going to pick an approach. Could you please pick an approach as well?
Advanced attack.
Brilliant. She can't do advanced attack, so she is going to do defend and maneuver. You get to go first.
Okay, roll with passion.
Roll
8.
with passion. 8. You get to pick
So I can use
one.
1. So I will strike again. And I'm going to mark a fatigue.
Yep.
Which will force her to take the 2 fatigue.
Ooh, okay. And what does this strike look like as you reach out and attack?
So we're kind of like standing a little bit apart because she would have like stepped back a little bit when she staggered.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just like take a couple steps forward and I guess jab.
Yeah, perfect.
But keeping it all like chest. Not trying to go for any face or anything like that because that is not good decorum when you're sparring with somebody.
That is classified as a dick move. Is part of the spectral terminology. Yeah, no, very nice. As you let out this series of very quick, lightning fast blows, pressing the advantage that you established last, she is forced to duck underneath, hold up her hands, and fend off some of these blows with her hands, using this very almost like flowing technique, a little bit similar to what you've seen Oki do with some of her water bending, as she moves her hands, with this very flowing technique to push away some of your strikes. Still, a couple of them get through, but she's able to fend off some of your attacks reducing that damage slightly is how she does that defender maneuver. She is then going to press forward and try and intimidate you to stop you doing an advance and attack next turn. In this case, what she does is she darts forwards, ducking underneath your swings and are coming up behind you and tapping you very lightly on the shoulder as like a little bit of like almost like a bit of a haha in your face kind of like gotcha moment as she ducks underneath. So you cannot use advance and attack this turn. She does a very similar thing to you, but she can do it as part of her defend and maneuver. Alrighty, pick an
I just
approach.
kind of laugh at her because it's kind of funny that she just jumped up behind me.
Yeah, it's the whole like nani.
Yeah.
Was it Shinderu? That's it. Yeah. Classic meme. What would you like as your approach?
Defend and maneuver.
Brilliant. She's going to advance and attack. She rushes in Shurva with a series of very quick jabs and attempts to actually knock you on your back as she tries to sweep the leg. Thank you, chat, for that suggestion. I love it.
That was going to be my next one, you fuck.
Hey! As she attempts to sweep the leg. She is so you will mark 1 fatigue, and then it's your choice whether you mark a 2nd fatigue or whether you mark a condition. Condition. Brilliant. What condition would you like to mark?
Probably insecure.
Okay, brilliant. Shurva,
Because I've never been beaten by a girl before.
Ooh, okay. Yep, defend and maneuver. Your turn, Shurva.
Okay, roll with Focus. 6. It's a miss.
6, that's a miss. I mean, the intimidation tactic works. It takes all of your move to scramble back up onto your feet, maintaining a bit of a distance so that you aren't going to be hit again immediately while you're on the ground. Alrighty, for the last round of combat, pick an approach. Because you have struck her twice, she has struck you twice. It is first to 3, so this is the moment.
I can advance and attack again, can't I?
Yes, you can. Yep.
Alright, I'll do that.
Brilliant. She's also advancing and attacking. The two of you rush towards each other. Do you want to make a roll with Passion for advance and attack? If you roll above a 7,
It's a 4.
it's a draw. No! Oh, no. Has chat gifted you an inspiration? I saw one got dropped by Dragon. Was that for you or was that for someone else?
No,
That was for Andrew.
Oh, Dragon. He chose poorly. Well, unfortunately, Shurva, that was almost a draw. That was so close to a draw. Everyone salute Shurva. That was so close to a draw. Unfortunately, as you rush forwards, attempting to as you do the Hunger Games.
Shrupi just gave me advantage.
Yeah, so it's
Okay, then
It's a little late. It's a little late.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Hey, shut
It's
up,
okay.
boys.
We called out. We
Take the
called
money
out
back.
to chat asking for it. In this case,
there is latency as well, so
there is latency. You got to remember there is. I think it's like a 5-second latency between what we're seeing and what we're doing and what they're seeing. So in that case, then Shurva, with the advantage, normally that gives you the help action. However, I am willing to let you re-roll this because it is really cool if you draw.
Oh, okay.
Roll lower this time.
Yeah,
it's
roll
a
like a
50% chance.
roll a run.
I got a 9.
9, brilliant. As the two of you immediately like collide, both of you striking out at the last possible second as you rush in, attempting to get under each other's guards, and both of your attacks hit. Yours in the stomach, hers on the side of your shoulder. And as there's this pause, there's this intake of from all around the arena as everyone pauses. You see Coco like look down at her stomach and go, oh, you got me.
I'm
It's been
just
a
like
while since,
imagining like one of us has like kicked the other one's like fist is like, and there's just touches at the exact same time.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it's so close.
Like
It's
one kind of
almost
high, one kind of low.
yeah, it's almost impossible to know whose strike hit first. And in that sudden pause, Coco looks down and goes, huh. You know, it's been a while. Been a while since I've even tied, let alone being bested, to tie in combat. You are pretty impressive, Shurva. Well done.
Not so bad yourself. It's been a long time since I've had a good sparring session, I'll be honest with you.
There is one more thing I probably should have added. Shurva, as you do that final punch, there's almost this gust of wind that pushes out from your punch at the last second as you land this blow. There's this sudden rush, and her clothes ripple in the after effect of this sudden gust of wind. Just so you know.
No airbenders allowed.
Just so you know. It's
All
not
these
technically
little
airbending.
pieces of trickling information.
I
It's
know.
been like 4 sessions of it.
I know. I'm really enjoying it too.
Can you just
Go with it.
figure it out already?
Why not?
The rest of the Kyoshi warriors like clapping away, really impressed. And as Coco steps back, she holds out a hand to shake your hand. And then as you go to shake it, pulls out and wraps you up in a big hug and like pulls you in close. As she holds you out at arm's length, hands on your shoulders and looks into your eyes, she goes, Why is everyone holding up love hearts? What, have I missed something? No?
No, at
I'm
the
not saying
moment.
anything. I'm not saying anything
Beautiful.
in chat. Oh, okay. Dave, what are you doing?
It's a love heart. That's
Love heart.
I think they're just being weird.
Ah,
It's the Korean heart.
Podcast listeners, Dave has his finger and thumb pressed together and he's holding it as close to the camera as he physically can.
Yeah.
Yeah, Korean heart.
That's a cool.
Love heart.
you uncultured swine.
Yep.
Oh, no, no,
And proud of it.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Oh my god, amazing. Shurva's trying to learn a new move but can't use more than 4 moves. Is Shurva a Pokemon? you need to go to the move tutor and forget a move. It's like early Pokemon where you have to go back to the move tutor if you want to remove a move to then learn a new one.
Oh,
It's like, oh, it's a HM. Oh, that's a shame. Off you go to fucking Portside City to go and remove that HM. You fool. Yeah, as Coco holds you at arm's length, hands on your shoulders and looks at you and she goes, Shurva, it would be an honor if you would stick around and we could show you some stuff. And maybe you could show us some stuff.
That sounds awesome. I would love to.
Yeah. If it means that we have to put up with your boys, we can. That's fine. We'll just make sure we put them in maybe the outer shed.
Do you have a cage?
We don't have a, we should have a
well
cage. Yeah, we should have a cage. Yeah. I guess we could always, I mean, look, between you and me, if we wanted to suggest a fishing trip for the boys, they could go out and go fishing in the bay. They might encounter the unagi.
Last time I let them take off on a boat together, it didn't go well.
Didn't we start a revolution last time? We tried to get on a boat.
I
The
can't
ferry.
remember if it was a boat or if it was
The
a
ferry.
dog sled.
The ferry.
yeah.
We
No,
started
the
like
ferry.
a full.
Oh, no, I was thinking of the dog sled when you guys had like
Oh,
a boys session
yeah.
and you guys just zoomed past me
Oh, yeah.
because I was
you on
the
the
chat
ice?
for that one.
Ooh.
And Marcus is like,
Yeah.
go, go, go!
It's so much worse if she catches us. We may as well just commit now. I think was the exact words.
And wasn't that the same period of time where Mako got pushed into a
Yeah,
temple?
yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah,
No,
okay.
no.
I thought I had that all.
Yes.
I see R still practices his gaslighting when it suits him.
Can I
He tripped. Victim blaming.
can Al do a check to see if anyone sees him on the rooftops, like just watching the fight?
I knew this was gonna happen. I knew you were gonna turn back.
Yeah, sure. What would that be? That would be,
I feel like that would be trick an
Roll for
NPC
stealth.
still.
Give me a stealth check.
there's not stealth in this
Or-
game.
Yeah,
I
just
will
roll a
get
quick
you
stealth
to...
check.
Feels in
Stealth.
training because I'm an airbender and I'm like,
What about trick?
Yeah, but
Like-
I'm gonna just put this out there. You are wearing bright orange and yellow and red clothing, which is your air nomad robes.
Push
Would
your
you
luck.
like
What
to
colour
roll me
is
a
everyone
push your
else
luck,
wearing?
please?
push your luck or trick?
Push your luck.
Trick doesn't really work.
Trick's
Yeah, I
not.
was just
Just
hoping
reading
because
it.
I have the.
He just doesn't want to have a bad roll. 7, success with consequences. So even though you are like dressed in the colors of a sunset on top of the roof, you do hide behind some of the statues that depict Kyoshi on the roof of the Warriors Hall and keep yourself slightly out of sight. You don't get the sense you've been spotted yet. You observe the entire showdown between Shurva.
Al softly claps and then like disappears.
Like, sure.
Into the night.
Why not?
I'm Batman.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Hey, that's fine. Like, I love the idea that you start clapping, realize you're clapping, and quickly duck behind the statues. People go like, look up and around, trying to see what that noise
That's more
was.
or less what happens. So.
Yeah.
These birds are getting really loud.
Yeah.
The birds have learned to clap?
They're smacking their wings together behind them.
Well, tell you what. Have you said you haven't really wielded fans before?
Eagle souls.
Trevor, that's right.
Never, no. I've read a scroll about the techniques you used in doing it, but I've never actually held a fan. Like, that's not a kind of weapon that we have. The closest I can think of is, like, knives.
She goes, oh, give me a second. She heads over towards the edge of the arena where a couple of the other Kyoshi warriors are watching and still like cheering on. She leans in, talks to one of them. They give her a nod and a bow and rush off. And then as she walks back over towards you, that other warrior returns a few moments later with 2 metal fans. A little bit smaller than most of the Kyoshi warrior ones. These look like they're mostly for training and practice. Yeah, for podcast listeners, Brandon has been wielding this very colourful fan for some time, and I think he's disappointed we haven't acknowledged him for it.
No.
Holding it up closer and closer.
Yeah.
It was actually like really cool before, just to cool me down, brought out for the occasion, and now I'm just like sitting here, just like, she's getting a cool fan. It's awesome.
As this other Kyoshi warrior bows and hands the fans to Coco, Coco takes them, walks over and goes, "Here, these belong to one of our sisters who has chosen a different pathway. She finished most of her training, but has decided on a different path heading forwards. I would be honoured if you would carry them and use them."
I hate that you used the word honored there because that's what I was going to say.
Sorry.
I bow and I take the fans. Thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to me.
Well, give them a go. Let's have a look. What can you do? Let's see what you learnt from your scroll, and then I'll have a bit of a look and see what we can come up with, eh?
All right, what do you want me to roll with?
Push your luck, please.
Yeah. I shouldn't. 11.
Ooh, that is an absolute success. Shurva, you remember a lot more of this scroll than you even thought. And more than that, it's very similar to a lot of the stances that you would use for 2 knives. When the fans are closed, it's almost exactly the same stances that you would use to wield 2 knives. Just punched my microphone. Sorry about that. Just stab my microphone. Yeah, it's very similar to the stances, and the weight as well is actually very similar to a well-balanced knife. And then as you begin moving through a kata that you had learnt for using with 2 quite short. Actually, I'm going to change that from knives. I'm going to change it to kunai. I think the kunai would be a bit closer to the weight.
Yeah.
And the shape as well would be a bit closer as well. So I'm going to retcon that. Sorry, it's much closer to using kunai. As you wheel them through and begin falling into this kata, there's a moment where you actually close your eyes and the fans flip open as you move and you begin spinning and twirling around. Al, are you still up on top of the roof watching, just from behind the statue?
Yeah, he's switched roofs, but he's watching.
Cool. You watch as Shurva begins using these fans. There's these moments at the end of each sudden snap of movement where these little blasts of wind shoot out from the fans, more than you would expect to see from just the fans themselves. Nothing like someone airbending, not with that level of power. But there's still this connection and movement that Shurva is drawing upon that is very reminiscent of an airbender. This very light dance-like movement that you haven't really seen Shurva use much before today. Shurva, as you... Oh, sorry, you go, Al. Yep.
Can I assess the situation to see if I can analyze... assess the situation, creativity... That is a 10, absolute success.
What 2 questions would you like to ask me?
Am I allowed to ask something as broad as what is going on with
what is going on?
Airflow?
It looks like Shurva, much like yourself and much like Mako, there has been some effect from appeasing the spirit, some lingering connection. Just how you have formed a connection with the element of water by appeasing the spirit, and that's given you access to cloud bending. And Mako, by helping appease the spirit of air, has gained, has been able to finally tap into lightning bending. It looks like Shurva has something too, not bending per se, but there's a movement and a quickness and a grace to her movements that are a bit different to her normal fighting style. And something about the use of fans, it all just clicks together.
Okay, my second question would be, from what I can see...
Where does she poop? Sorry, what?
I was going to be a smart
Why
ass
are
and
you
ask...
so stuck on that one question?
Because
There were so many other questions.
Because you had so many other questions you wanted to ask that were so much more useful, like, where are you from? Are you a spirit? What year? Like, there were so many questions that you thought of afterwards.
Yeah,
but the question you asked second last was, well, where do you poop? That's why I'm hung up on it. Because you had a whole plethora. The who, what, when, where, why, and how was available to you. And you went for...
I did ask the where.
Yeah, but not a relevant
And the how,
one.
kind of.
I don't know. I think it's a pretty good question.
Do you poop here on Earth, or do you poop in the spirit world?
Everybody poops. Some people poop in caves. I'm Morgan Freeman, and I will read to you. Everybody poops. Sorry, Al, what was your second question?
Yeah, well, my second question was going to be a dumb one.
Okay.
But then you've piqued my interest. My second question was going to be, are there any fans lying around that I can take? But
Oh, yeah.
no, but the question will be,
Where does Shurva poop? Yeah.
from what I can see with how she's utilizing the wind with her, you said it's mainly her footwork that's changed rather than
So there's two
like-
main things you're noticing. Her footwork
the
is much
fans
lighter and much more precise, but you have noticed that before, like in the most recent combat against... actually, no, you wouldn't have seen it since... Sorry, I rescind that. This is the first time you've seen Shurva fight since the appeasing of the air spirits. So actually, no, you haven't noticed the footwork yet either. So yeah, the two things you notice, that the footwork is much more light and much more... She's just much more mobile, moves much more like a dancer with this very fluid grace. And the other thing you're noticing is those movements with the fans, the way she kind of snaps them forwards generates this much stronger blast of air than you would expect to get from a fan.
So then my question was going to be, based on that, and based on my experiences in Airbender and knowledge of air, what can I do to help Shurva test out or figure out what she can do?
That's a good question. So normally with the training of airbenders, one of the first things that they learn how to do is to manipulate the flow of air, to move it and be able to feel it and to be able to connect with the element of air to generate very slight winds and to generate this sort of continuous motion that produces an effective wind. Over time, they learn to level up and level up. Over time, they learn how to like hone their skills and be able to learn things like an air blast or things like sweeping cuts of air. So there's lots of things that come later. But the first thing that young airbenders learn how to do is to feel the flow of air and to move with it. You get the sense that could be a very good start for Shurva.
Did you say we just leveled up?
No.
Pretty sure. Pretty sure we said level up.
Is this still empty?
So do we do that now, or do you want to do that at the end of the session?
Not this session.
Oh, start of next session. Got it.
I hope that answers your questions, Al.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I'll take note of that and have a chat with Shurva next time he gets a chance.
Awesome. Well, I think with that, I want to start next session with the boys' spending spree because I get the sense that that's not going to be something we can wrap up in 10 minutes. I get the sense that's going to be... I just have
I have
the
a
feeling...
small list. I
I
don't
have
know
a
what you guys are gonna
feeling
do.
that's going to be a bloody disaster. And
That's really up to Aquila and Rung, really.
Well, let me do a quick poll. Can you keep to 10 minutes for the shopping trip?
Negative.
Negative.
No.
I suspect
I'm not
as
back to
such.
that promise.
No. So that is where we will wrap up for today. We'll come back and we will deal with the boys next session. Leveled up my cooking by
so
putting in a
quick
bay
level
leaf.
up.
Me too. I made a chicken katsu curry today, and I put 3 bay leaves in, and that definitely leveled up my my curry. And the cool thing I learned today, if you want to get your curries, like things like butter chicken or korma, tasting as good as restaurants, you have to put a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt in, and you just keep adding sugar and salt until it tastes like the restaurant meals. That's what they do. 29 years I've been on this planet, and I didn't know it was that simple. Just fucking add sugar. Unbelievable.
Same thing with your pasta sauces, whether it's for a tomato, like pizza, or
Yep.
anything. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of red wine vinegar in that bad boy there. Take out the tartness of it as well.
Yep.
And don't just chuck your paste directly in with your sauce. You're going to cook your paste down with your tomatoes.
Yep.
That is also your stuff.
Yep.
So
Exactly right.
I'm glad you're a nerd for this stuff. So
Agree.
If you're never sure, add butter.
Yes. And
I just let Darren cook for me.
yeah, that's fair.
It works.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, everybody, for a strangely, like, mostly on rails Avatar Legends session.
Don't worry, next
It's
session. won't
only
be.
because the whole session was like around me and that sparring match, and the
That
boys
was
just
only
kind of
half.
sat there.
We started that at like 8:45, so there was still
and
like a
that's
good
when we
hour.
stopped
And...
derailing.
Oh, yeah, true.
You moved the boys back on track. I don't see a pat.
The boys are back in town. So we're going to deal with that next session. Oh, God. Thank you so much, everybody. Remember, if you've enjoyed listening to us here tonight, make sure you go and check out the VOD on YouTube. If you can drop us a like or a sub or a comment or whatever combination of those you feel like you want to do, please make sure you do so. It really helps us out. We are well and truly on the way to the 1,000 YouTube subscribers. The great thing is with subscribing on YouTube, it's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't even need to turn the bell on. I like it if you do, but you don't need to. You actually don't need to turn the bell on at all. But there's a bell icon that you can turn on, and if you press that, you can hear whenever we post new videos.
Upload. Bing, bing.
Bing, bing.
Saying,
I'll chuck
we'll
the-
need you to like, subscribe on YouTube because there's another Lost Archives and they never upload anything. So
Well, the only thing that other person has uploaded, so it's really frustrating. So until now, they were called Lost Archives Boy or Lost Boy, and then they've changed it to Lost Archives with the new tags that were introduced by YouTube, because now you can have multiple channels with the same name. And all they've done is post a whole bunch of old R. Kelly videos that I'm pretty confident they don't have permission to post. So that's quite fun. But hey, remember to, if you can, drop us a like or a sub. That'd be really appreciated. And Jasper's Game Week for the Black Dog Institute is from the 15th to the 20th of May. We would love to see you all there. That would be super, super exciting. And I'll be a player on the 18th at 3:30. I would love to see your gorgeous
vote
faces in chat.
Bard.
What was that? Sorry.
Everyone vote Bard.
Everyone vote Bard. Remember as well that like this is I only really get to be a player once every like blue moon. This is your chance to make that experience fucked up by just
Memorable.
dropping
Can we
unlimited.
pick a name? Can we pick a name for it?
No. No, because I'm going to be going in there as Bardy McBardaface. I'm not about
No.
That's a brilliant name.
That's definitely not what I was going to pick for you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
too good.
that.
We're going to go
have
add
you...
to the library.
Oh.
Dad, just daddy.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Daddy,
Um,
Daddy.
The other thing as well is that very, very shortly, Tears of the Kingdom will be out and I will be doing a full playthrough. Yes, we are aware that the game has leaked online. No, I will not be streaming a leaked version of Tears of the Kingdom. I don't want my channel deleted by Nintendo. Let's just get that out of the way right now. And if I will do my best to avoid major spoilers so that I can experience the game as blind as possible, I will do my best to not be spoiled. Yes, Archie.
There's no one else streaming it online anymore.
Oh, did those accounts get?
Yeah,
so
I've
we,
been-
so it
been
looks like
confused.
Nintendo might have found
Nintendo's
them.
out here.
Yeah.
There's one live, but it doesn't have anything going.
Yeah. Nintendo is the second gunman on the grassy knoll when it comes to Twitch streams. They're just absolutely ruthless. So obviously we're not going to be streaming Tears of the Kingdom yet. When it's out, yes, we will, but not until then. Look, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. It's always fun playing Avatar Legends. Very, very excited to see you all again next week, next Tuesday for our next session. But tomorrow night we have our Return of the Giants, and this Saturday we have probably our very last Grounded stream before we start a new game. We're currently trying to figure out which one we want to do next. We've had a few suggestions. If there's any multiplayer games that you think we'd like, ideally for like 6 people would be awesome, so that we can actually include Archie, because he's been kind of left out for the last couple of Saturday morning streams.
Don't starve.
Maybe Don't Starve is I would be up for Don't Starve Together. That's a
I
great
just
game.
bought it. I bought it on Steam like the other
So you're
day.
just selfishly trying to like get usage out of it.
It was on. I posted.
Yeah,
I
it's-
said it
it's
was
a
on
good game.
sale. It was like $2.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty good actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
look, Don't
Suck
Starve
it,
Together is
Don't
pretty
Starve
fun, and there's
Together.
horror elements too. We're gonna die a lot if we do Don't Starve Together. Just as a
Why?
heads up. Have you played it
Yeah.
yet?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Enjoy.
I played one session.
Yeah.
I played. I guess you could say I played. I
starved.
don't know what I was doing for
Oh,
a
Dave,
whole
you're,
hour.
you're told not to starve, Dave.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
one
like
job.
doing what I'm told to do.
What was the
it's
other option you
pretty
put in
brutal.
chat?
Minecraft.
We have had a few people recommend the Vault Hunters mod for Minecraft. I'd be up for doing that. I hear good things about it. I don't mind a bit of
Well-
modern Minecraft.
Valheim's had a few updates since you guys last played.
There's a few people who are not keen on Valheim. I'm trying to remember
fair.
who. And I've done a lot of Valheim streams over the
Yeah.
past like 2 years. I've done a lot of Valheim. Chat already saying Vault Hunters is great. So yeah, Vault Hunters might be on the cards. And if we do Vault Hunters, that does potentially open it up to having some like groups going at different times. We're gonna have like a couple of different teams competing against one another. Maybe get some people from chat in as well to fuck up the server. To come and compete and absolutely outclass us because we're not actually very good at playing video games. That's kind of our secret.
What?
But yeah.
What?
Speak for yourself.
Sorry, just me. I'm not very good at playing video games. But yeah, we'll keep you posted. Now for the Twitch streamers, hang around. We're going to go raid the Corsair's Cove. We're going to go raid Pirate Josh, who is a lovely friend of the channel. We're going to go boost his numbers significantly, I hope. But until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again in the future. Until then, goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining, everyone.